jokes.
Tommy, you know, like,
what's up?
Tommy, what the fuck, man?
That's the perfect time for you to join.
Tommy's looking for an early ban.
Oh, that's right. Last time you did ban him for like 90 seconds.
Yeah, and he deserved it. I'll do it again.
Don't do it right now. He's the only one commenting in chat. I saw Blueberry hop in for a second. What's up, Diley? I see you hide in the chat there too. I can see you guys when.
Hey, Logan.
Oliver, we are gonna pull up. If I don't know if he has, but we're gonna pull up like the Unpopular K-pop Opinions subreddit if we can't think of any spicy enough.
Okay, we could just roast people on Reddit. I'm fine with that.
Oh, we gotta bring back the one.
I saw both one that said ATEEZ was the most popular or the best group of Fortune, and then one later on that said that Jungho from ATEEZ isn't actually that good. So, you know.
Yeah.
Great.
The second one was made by me.
I would believe it actually.
So, like, I love that like half of it is like just people trying to roast popular groups, where it's like, oh, Jisoo from Blackpink isn't actually very good, or blah blah blah. And like, come on.
Isn't she fall under visual in the group though? So her role kind of is not to be like the vocally prowessed one in the group or anything like that.
We literally had a conversation about
it.
positions and why they shouldn't matter.
Hold on, there's one that you told me before we went live that we need to rehash. Someone said Taeyeon's voice, like
they didn't like Taeyeon's voice
or something like that.
It
was like that's not unpopular opinion. That's a garbage opinion. Whoever put that in there, I want that scratched and retitled under trash. That's like trash opinions. Reddit was where that was supposed to fall into. All right, let's see what spicy ones we can find. I can actually pull it up on the stream so everyone can see it as well.
I missed some further Queendom discussion.
Oh.
No, we can talk about Queendom. I just if we want to start a war.
No, it was just he's not here, so I can say it's just Nicholas. Being Nicholas.
Oh, here's the wait. What is this? K-pop as an industry is losing traction.
Yeah, I saw that. Is it?
I don't think that makes sense at this moment. Like. At the height of popularity right now, that's a weird time to say that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, given that the industry has gotten bigger in a time where globally, like, almost all forms of entertainment have gotten smaller.
Yeah, I think the BTS growth alone is enough to destroy that as a statement. The fact that I can go into a grocery store now and like Dynamite's playing every day.
Oh, their argument is that the industry is breaking and that artists will no longer be considered specifically K-pop groups. They'll just be individual groups and artists that we see in the West. I don't know if that...
I don't think we're anywhere near that happening.
They're saying that they're not saying K-pop's becoming irrelevant. They're saying the media will soon no longer refer to K-pop groups such as the industry is no longer niche. Okay.
Wait,
so
hold on.
No,
so I'm reading through the Discord. He said that Mamamoo was smaller than Dreamcatcher when they joined Queendom. That's just flat out wrong.
Hold on, Nicholas isn't here to defend himself.
I don't care. He can watch this back. And then he said ITZY has more sales than all of the groups combined at the moment they joined season 1 of Queendom. I mean, Stray K pointed out correctly that there's been increases in sales, but it's not even true. Lovely sold 1.5 million on a single.
The fact that he went on to later compare Queendom season 1 to being more equivalent to Road to Kingdom, and I'm like, no. That
not even remotely. He's completely understating the popularity and importance of some of those groups that were on Queendom.
Yeah. Nicholas, if you see this and you want the opportunity to defend yourself, I'll give you the opportunity.
Wait, you're already recording?
Oh yeah, I've been recording since I started it.
Cut it out. Cut this part out.
Never. I want him to know.
I'm not editing it.
Of course. look, I will, like I said, we can do nothing but wait, and then whoever's right can do the I was right, you're wrong. You know.
Wait, why is Windy was perfect for the GOT lineup in Unpopular Opinion?
Maybe because like Wendy isn't who you would think to be in that kind of like girl crush. She's more of the elegant red velvet.
Yeah, but that voice.
I think some people were saying that it's like, wait, why is Wendy here?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Vocally though, like her and Taeyon's vocals mixing together was so like perfect to be for that.
But I did when I saw it at first, I was like, really, Wendy? Like this is a different vibe.
Yeah,
because I was like, that group is going to be like dance focused. I was thinking.
Yeah. If it's going to be dance focused, Wendy is an interesting choice, but you still need vocals.
She did fine.
I can understand like the tough aspect kind of they had going on in the video. Maybe Windy like visually doesn't pull that off the same. Like that when I see Solgi really pulls that vibe off, and so does like BOA and who was it? Karina from Espa. Like they really suit that look. Going for that, but I could say like I don't think of who else was in it. Like Winter to me doesn't look kind of like that vibe sometimes to me and stuff. Like what? So there's more than just Windy being in that group, kind of being like not suiting the girl crush kind of concept thing.
I kind of like this one that says idol groups are more fun when you don't recognize the members, and I kind of like that.
Oh, you agree with that one?
A little bit, because it can. It's like they're
reasoning?
saying they can watch Dreamcatcher, and they were watching Dreamcatcher and not be like, oh, look out for Gayun's cuteness and Dami's badassness and Sion's powerful. Like, you're just kind of like, oh, they're cute, they're fun, I like them. You don't like worry. I feel like they say K-pop fandoms get so focused on individual members that like, because then that's when you get hyper focus on line distribution and screen time and center time and stuff like that.
You just want to absorb it as the song and video without thinking about the individual members.
Yeah.
I feel like it's possible to have a good balance though, and I feel like your instinct is like, to say Dreamcatcher is your example, it's like when you watch Dreamcatcher for the first time, I feel like everyone's reaction is, wait, who's the rapper girl? Right?
Dami,
she's the one who stands out the most at first, right? And then so naturally you learn one of the members. It's like, then that doesn't mean you hyperfixate, but obviously some people do that.
Yeah.
That's kind of,
I think that there can be too much of a focus on individuals, but I don't like fully disagree with that, but I thought it was nice. It was a nice.
I think rappers are always the easiest ones to fixate to initially. Like Blackpink, it was like, okay, Lisa's really easy to pay attention to and stuff, like because they're doing something clearly different in the song from the melody line being repeated by a different member or something again, so it's like easier to pick them out when the first time you check a group out.
Well, I think that there's exceptions, because if I think of like Everglow, what's her EU, I don't automatically think of her, and she's like the main rapper, isn't she? So I think it does kind of depend upon the focus of the group, because they are more of like they hit that girl crush and like they kind of do that sort of rapping style throughout in a way.
I don't know how anyone doesn't just see Sion and Everglow and just be like, yeah, there we go. I have a hard time getting past that before I even go to the other members. Rappers are almost always your first bias, Tommy.
And then normally become last.
I think the ones who stand out most at first. I get that.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, if you're watching a Stray Kids, you're gonna be like, "Holy crap, Felix!" And then you're gonna be like, "Oh wait."
Well, I mean, his voice alone is enough to make
Stray Kids is an interesting one, because it's like, I feel like there's some members that stand out a lot at first.
Felix not actually a rapper.
He does rap as
well.
Oh
yeah, they all rap really.
Yeah, but it's like you'll notice Felix because of his voice, obviously.
I like remember the first time I heard God's Menu. I had headphones on and I was like, what?
Suddenly you were cooking like a chef. At a 5-star Michelin.
Yeah.
But
the bass in his voice.
But like between him and Changbin as well, because Changbin is always really prominent in their songs. And then, but I feel like at the same time, you wouldn't even know who like Lino and IN are for a while when you watch Stray Kids stuff.
I think with IN you notice him because you're like, oh, he's the one who's always smiling and cannot keep a straight
cheesing,
face.
yeah,
just to save his life.
but it's like they have a lot less prominent, fewer prominent roles within their songs usually.
When you watch the videos, I mean, it's like Hyunjin and Felix stick out a lot in like Stray Kids music videos. The visual like side of their like, it's hard to get past when someone looks so unique to go through all the members right away when you're watching a video.
Yeah, it's like Hyunjin is obviously very eye-catching.
Yeah, he's striking.
and he's prominently shown in a lot of things. And then like Changbin and Jisung have like a lot of parts, and so does Bangchan, and then Felix has his the gimmick bit.
Here's maybe an unpopular opinion is with Han and Changbin. I sometimes cannot always tell them apart. I feel like they're often styled similarly, and they usually have similar roles. So it's like, that's just probably me having not analyzed every single Stray Kids video ever. But
yeah, they have similar roles.
They have similar, like they usually have similar like haircuts and faces too.
Is it bad that after all this time that I probably could only recognize like Felix, Hyunjin, and Bangchan off the top of my head from Stray Kids?
I learned
I've watched an entire Kingdom
and his performance, that IU performance with the other people whose name I can't remember, Jungho and the guy from BTS.
Oh, yeah.
How many members are in Stray Kids?
8.
7?
8.
Used to be 9 and now 8.
I thought there used to be 8 and now there's 7. It used to be 9 and now there's 8?
Yes.
Oh, Changbin is your only boy group bias, Tommy. That is, sorry, I forgot.
Only boy group bias?
You like some boy groups, though.
That is wild.
We need Tommy on here. So
you need to defend yourself.
You need more men in your life.
With all of the boy groups that Stray K and to a lesser extent I have shared, I'm surprised.
Shared, chilled, forced upon.
At this point, I feel like I have like as many boy group biases as girl groups now.
I reckon if you were tested, you would be able to name far fewer boys in K-pop than girls.
Oh yeah.
Oh, 100%. Like, there's no way I probably not even half the amount of girl group members I could name could I name in boy groups.
Could you name how many just groups could you name, not members?
Oh,
it's pretty hard to name groups off the top of your head.
Let's see. I mean, we could see. I could do ATEEZ, BTS, NCT, EXO. Newest is one, right? N hyphen. B2B, The Boys, and then I said ATEEZ already, right?
Literally the first one you said was ATEEZ.
now this is where it gets a little difficult for me. What's that one that's on BTS label? The younger dudes. I can see their faces.
TXT.
TXT, yeah. See, I know who they are. This is just the name.
TXT sister,
no, I
like
know.
all of Girls Planet.
Outside of like NCT and then BTS, and then I have to think a little bit harder about it.
You didn't even say Super Junior.
I was gonna say, or did you even say?
Come on, I know Super Junior.
Or Shiny.
Like, we can't say I don't know Super Junior, and I obviously know Shiny. Like, if I'm really,
can you name all 15 debut members?
Did he say? TVXQ? I didn't hear. Did he say TVXQ with his future husband?
But to be fair, TVXQ doesn't exist. Only Changmin.
Yeah, I am just like a big Max Changmin fan. Like,
he does not know, you know.
Yeah.
B2B Best Boys. What's up, Hanichu?
Hi, honey.
B2B. I said B2B, so that at least I did a good job remembering like some of the other Kingdom groups that we watched.
Yeah. Did you name all of the Kingdom? Did you name Icon? Did you name?
No, I didn't name Icon. But to be fair, like, Icon is probably not one that I would be able to pull off like the top, just because it's been a long time since I've like watched Icon.
Tommy, how can you watch all of Girls Planet and not immediately go, "Oh, that's Bahia's sister or brother"? Like, they look exactly the same, but gender.
Oh, because you said he can't name a single member from TXT.
he is prettier than her, which is kind of unfortunate.
He stood out to me. His
The brother's prettier
I don't know if
than
this
Bonnie.
is like
Don't they look exactly the same though?
I don't know
Nah,
if this
he
is
is
like
pretty.
an unpopular opinion or just me stating a fact, but I feel like Hyunkai's lips are always like really shiny.
Maybe he
And
likes his lips shiny. What's wrong with that?
It just bothers me for some reason. I don't
He's
know.
just always putting a
What's wrong
fresh
with a
coat.
shiny lip?
He's
I
adding
have
a
no
fresh
problem
coat
with
of
like
lip
guys
gloss
wearing
every
like
day.
makeup, but for some reason lip gloss on a guy, like really
Yeah.
shiny lip gloss, which is what it looks like. I
Big
don't
Hit's
know.
lip gloss budget is absolutely through the roof. Just goes through crates of the stuff.
Saw a music video of them recently and was literally looking for him and wasn't sure. Well, he's kind of like the one that stands out. In the
I feel like
this
Tommy
one.
needs to get some kind of test. You might
I think-
struggle recognizing different shapes.
Oh, Jesus, that's I will marry Sung Jae. Who's Sung Jae?
Sung Jae is the one from B2B who was on We Got Married with Joy.
Was he the one who wasn't in one of the
Oh,
ones who
so
wasn't
on
Yeah.
merit, I can't like him. Okay.
He
So-
wasn't on Kingdom because he was in the military still. So
I think I saw BTB's coming back soon. I think
Yeah.
full album.
full group, full squad. Well, I say full group.
Yeah.
Not Ilhoon, but
Yeah.
you know.
I was commenting on a video of what's his name, Junsu from former TVXQ and JJY. I was like, somewhere in the world, somewhere in the multiverse, TVXQ did not split, and someone was like, well, maybe with one less member. And I was like, in this multiverse, everything's fine.
What
Mhm.
caused the TVXQ split?
Legal issues with SM regarding contracts.
Isn't that stuff
Yeah.
that happened with EXO too?
Yep.
So SM loves getting in
EXO
legal
The
confrontations.
EXO members
with
didn't
their
win
groups,
their
so-
lawsuit, did they?
Correct. No, they didn't. They had to. Two of them had to settle to leave the company, and one of them, I can't remember which one, got stuck in the company for a while afterwards and could only leave like years later.
That video was of Jinsu from TVXQ dancing to Neurotic, and I was like, ugh, my heart, I cried.
So
It just sucks because like not only did they like split, but like SM went after them hard. They are not there. I think they're still not allowed to perform on. No, because he just did that collab with Honan where they did that one song, Coming of Age.
But
But,
like,
this
JJY
is
was,
how
like,
many
not
how
allowed
many
to
years
perform.
after that he did this though? Like after
I know, like right
whatever.
recently. But yeah, like JJY was
15
not.
years. Yeah.
I don't think they could after 15 years that they could still be holding him from doing anything. Like
I mean, it's SM. Don't underestimate them.
Yeah.
Jinsu has had a pretty big career with like being in musicals and stuff like that. Because I used to watch clips of his performance in Dracula, and he was like originated the role of L in the Death Note musical. It was really good. I don't know if you've ever watched
Death
those.
Note
Yeah.
musical.
Yeah.
Next
Oh my
stream,
God.
I'm gonna share the clips
Oh,
of his.
I really want to go and see it. Kay from Lovelies is in it.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, perfect. Wait, which character is Kay playing?
It's a good question. I don't know.
The chick.
I
Oh, the
presume the
blonde,
girl. Yeah.
the blonde
The
one
chick.
that does the crazy goth dress thing.
Is there another girl in?
Yeah.
Death
I
Note?
don't remember there being many girls in Death Note.
Well, there's two big roles she could play: the girlfriend, the crazy girlfriend one, or the I'm trying to remember. There's a character, remember, that's like a FBI agent's wife or something that he does the dramatic scene with, where he tells her about the Death Note or whatever. Oh, Misa is the character. Thank you.
Did
Yes,
that
that's it.
character make it to the musical? That was fun.
What's up,
I really
Danny?
kind of wanted to see.
Wait, is that you, Danny, and you changed your name? Danny.
I kind of wanted to see that Excalibur show because like there was a Tiny Cat. There was a ton of really good idols in it. It felt like Leo, I think from VIX, wasn't like he came back from military and was like immediately he's gonna be an Excalibur, along with someone from B2B and someone else. And I was like, cool.
All right, I know what I'm doing when I go to South Korea now, Oliver. We're gonna go see the Death Note musical because that's a thing, and I need to see that. And now there's Excalibur musical with K-pop idols in it, apparently
Yeah.
too. All right, I need to see like Changmin playing King Arthur. This will complete my life.
I don't know if it works like that.
I think we get to cast our own musical.
Were we gonna?
I throw some money down. Changmin's playing King Arthur.
Were we going to cast the musical Cats? Speaking of cat.
Oh yeah, let's do that.
But we should just do that now. Like, okay, who's gonna? I know Cats the musical very well. I can list all the characters and we can cast them all.
You started off. I'll see where we go.
Well, I think the obvious one is who would play like the narrator guy, Monkey Strap.
Who's got a good narrator voice in K-pop?
Well, it's a musical, so it's
Yeah, but they still gotta. Yeah, Felix would be a good narrator. That bass just hitting in the eardrums when he's talking. So am I the only one that experiences it?
Just a thick
one of the nation's MCs, or like one of the Super Junior members, like Lee Took.
Oh, just because he hosts like everything.
Yeah.
But I feel like Ito's hosting style is a bit too like old fashioned.
Yeah. He just rolls out in a suit for Cats. Just like
to do a
I
compelling.
think the real fight will be like for Rum Tum Tiger, because he's like the sex symbol of Cats. He's like the cat that everyone wants to be with.
What about Hee-chul as a narrator?
Oh yeah, Hee-chul being ubiquitous.
Yeah.
That would work.
I don't know
It would be the sex symbol cat. Taeyang from SF9. He's very cat-like.
The song is very like, it's not rock, but it's very like kind of rock-ish. We need to have good hip movements.
Okay, Hoshi.
Wait, Taemin is actually Rum Tum? Wait, does Taemin actually play a character?
Oh, actually, Taemin would be really good as Rum Tum Tiger, because everyone does love Taemin.
Key would be a funny narrator.
He would be good.
I've never seen. Does Key host things?
Imagine Key being the narrator with Taemin as Rum Tum Tiger, though. That would be.
Because it's like part narrator and part like just leading everything in a way. So Key would be pretty good at it.
He doesn't really host though. He's on some shows, but he's not like a host.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of
like
Lee Took was actually when you said that. That's like the idol I see host everything.
Yeah.
Like every clip I see, somehow Lee Took is like, I'm here hosting this gig right now.
It's like a whole meme that goes around every time he gets announced as the MC for like another award show or something. It's like, guess what? It's me again. And then it's like clips of him just appearing in scenes.
So it's just like, is he just the first name in like every company's phone list that they have?
I think he wants to do it, and like a lot of them like to have like old idols host stuff. Like Solhyun from AOA popped up on like 3 or 4 different shows this year. She was clearly just available and just was like, yeah, I'll do it. I don't care.
Well, his is like he's
AOA
cheerful or whatever, so I kind of understand it. I can understand like his host style works for like the stuff that he's always in, because he seems like just a happy person all the time or whatever. I don't know if it's like fake happy, but it's definitely like a cheerful hosting style.
He's definitely cripplingly sad and lonely inside.
Oh, for sure, 100%. As is everyone, right?
As he's DMing Mamamoo on the Instagram,
as he's sliding in DM after DM.
That's how he gets the hosting gigs.
So I saw someone the other day said that he slid in the DMs of their wife. They could not realizing that this girl was married, and she was just like, "You're like, honey, he took from Super Junior is DMing me."
Is he just finding pretty pictures on Instagram and going, "All right, I'm Lee Took. I'm just gonna slide in these DMs."
I wonder how often it works.
I respect it.
It probably, it probably
he wants to find like love though. He wants to get married.
You never know. He's looking for a great story. That's a heck of a story.
Yeah,
I feel like Hee-chul's doing the same thing but not getting caught.
He should just need to DM people on Instagram.
Yeah, people are DMing Hee-chul. Let's be honest.
Hee-chul's got a whole fucking Rolodex that he can just go to at any time.
He-took is like the MC, but like Hee-chul's like just variety king, I think.
Yeah.
Honey, poor guy. I know, we did just like he just roasted Lee Took.
I hope he finds love, okay? The man's almost 40, like
maybe I was gonna say maybe he has found love, but he hopefully is not sliding into DMs if he's found love.
But he picks people who's like share interests with him. So he always like aims he targets. He doesn't just go for pretty faces, apparently.
I don't know. I saw the Mamamoo member, not Mamamoo,
As Momoland.
Momoland member.
Yeah,
He messaged
yeah,
wasn't she
Yeonwoo.
like the visual one or?
But he accidentally he didn't message her. He messaged a fan site by mistake.
That's so great.
He thought it was her real account, and then
He did look for the blue check mark or what?
That's hilarious. Oh man.
Oh, I'm sorry, Lituk. I hope you meet the love of your life this year.
yeah, it's like
There
if you're
you go.
watching, hold
Keep
tight, brother.
showing off those abs, man. You've done the work.
Oh God,
Yeah.
he's been doing that his whole life, his whole career, getting this.
He's a good looking, in
Yeah.
shape, rich celebrity. Like it can't be that hard for him. Maybe
But
he's
maybe
just not
he's
looking
like-
in the right place.
He's
Yeah.
just too good looking and too famous. No one wants. Everyone's scared of him. No one wants to be with him.
maybe he's showing his abs just a little too much. It's a little too scary at first.
Mhm. As long as he's not ever put up against Won Ho, he'll be fine.
Yeah, you can say that for most people with one hand.
Yeah, that's a unique K-pop body style, if we want to call it that, because I don't think
Yeah.
I've seen anyone else across the groups that has anywhere near his kind of shape,
Yeah.
except for the other dude in Monster X. There's that other big dude.
Shonu.
Yeah, that dude might get as swole as like Wonho is at some point.
Well, I feel like ever
but-
since Won Ho left, all of the dudes from Monster X have been working out.
Yeah, even
They're like,
Hyun
we
Won's
gotta-
been
We gotta
been
keep the
pumping it.
muscle standard. No,
Just-
honey, he only owns half shirts.
Mhm.
What was
They
the
were
thing-
full shirts when he got them, but then he just rips, he bulges into
The
them and
fact
they
that
shrink.
Shonu wears literally the same zipper sweater that Wano wears in Open
Oh, yeah,
Mind
the
in
same
the
one.
One Day MV just makes me happy.
Well, he always shows just the bottom half and then keeps the top. He doesn't show the nipples when he's got his shirts on, just the bottom half. But then who is it? Bang Chan from Stray Kids just like starts doing the reverse Wano shirt. Basically, it's just all back.
Yeah.
Do you not, like when did that become a thing? Like flexing your back muscles in video.
Bang Chan could get to Wonho status, I think, if he kept working at it. But he's still pretty young, I feel. So
I hope
yeah,
he
Wano
he
doesn't.
just goes ugh, and
Is Wano a short dude too?
they're all short.
Reasonably, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like when they're like short and stocky, it's easier to get like the bigger look going like that. It's gonna be a lot harder for any of those like taller idols to get the
Yeah,
big boy look
Wonho's
going.
Instagram is a lot of whiplash because he'll post like just normal, cute idol things, and then bam, he's naked in a bed with a sheet on, and you're like, what
Hell
is
yeah.
that? Or there was like
Oliver, you
a
follow
couple
his
months
Instagram.
ago, there was like a couple months ago where he full on posted a photo of him like with a girl, like looked like they were in bed doing stuff, and I'm like, is that allowed?
Wano did that?
Yeah.
Oh well, he's not in Monster X anymore, so I mean, I guess he can kind of do
Yeah.
what he wants, right?
Yeah.
Who's gonna tell him?
I mean, his company's still owned by Starship, so
Oh, he's still on like the same.
he's on a sub label.
They made like a subsidiary for him, yeah.
Yeah.
What a weird thing. So they're like, okay, you're not in the group. We're gonna put you on a subsidiary label, and you're
Yeah,
gonna
you're
use
not
Yeah,
on the
because-
label. You're not
Because
on
he
the group.
actually because he actually didn't do anything.
Yeah.
That's why. If he had actually been found guilty of the stuff that he left
Yeah.
the group over, then obviously it would be different. But
That's why, like, my thought is that, like, oh, if he was actually guilty, if he did stuff, his label would have truly kicked him out and not.
yeah.
I mean, he just did like
I mean he would be on trial, like it wouldn't even
Hi Blueberry. He
Saw
did like
Blueberry.
the TikTok challenge for WJSN Chokome Super Yuppers, like which is an
Mhm.
actual.
Oh, I
version.
remember seeing that. Yeah, that was weird.
shared that,
watching,
yeah.
That was weird
The,
watching him dance that cute next to.
watching Daeyoung come to like every Monster X member to get them to do it like over time, and then just like, right, where's Wano? I need to get him to.
But him next to her in that video is just like the weirdest like visual look I've ever seen. Just like this massive like bodyguard looking dude doing that dance next to her.
It was like that meme of the Grim Reaper knocking on different doors, and it was like all of the different Monster X members, and then Daeyoung is the Grim Reaper. Like, I mean,
What makes it hard for him to rejoin the group? To
Public
rejoin Monster
appearance?
X?
Problem?
yeah, it's just like it's done basically.
I don't think there's a precedent
no
for it.
takesies backsies is kind of the
Yeah.
rule or what?
I don't think there's a precedent. Is there for like someone leaving and then coming back?
No,
Not from
not
a
like
scandal.
no.
I mean, we can
Even
hope
when it's
for like
not proven, there's just not hope, huh?
yeah,
Like,
but like
that's
it's
kinda
kind of like
crazy.
this is gonna be controversial, but it's like the Johnny Depp thing. Like people still have a certain public opinion of him, even though other news has come out that might change that, and vice versa. So like
Yeah.
it, yeah. The most we can maybe hope for is like maybe he'll like feature on a song someday.
Yeah, it's just not worth it. Maybe when if Monsta X like sign new contracts, they might
Yeah. Which
kind of do a thing where they say that they'll only sign new ones if they can have more freedom for that sort of thing. Maybe.
they're up this year soon.
Yeah. It should be this year. Yeah.
Yeah.
When it's like something where someone's proven to have not done something, it should definitely be just like, all right, our bad, they're back in the group kind of thing. Like, but I
Yeah,
understand how hard that is, but like still.
Well, from what I've noticed about like Koreans' standpoints on these sorts of things is that they see the scandal, and then they don't see any of the follow up. So like I've talked to people about a group or whatever, and they go, "Oh, isn't that the group which had that scandal, or isn't that member with the scandal?" And I'm like, and if I say, "Oh yeah, but like it was proved that they didn't do any of that stuff," they go, "Oh, I didn't know."
Yeah.
they only see the scandal.
And you also think about like, because like it happened so fast. And like we were talking in the Discord today, 2019 was a wild year for K-pop.
Yeah.
Like
and they were like mid-promo. They were like about to start promotions as well.
Like
like
I
they
said,
recorded
like,
the MV and everything.
I will never forget that performance of Follow because like they all looked so angry in their eyes. Like I know it's an intense song, but there was just
I love that song. That's my favorite Monsta X title track. It's just it's such a rough. They just looked so sad. They went from angry to just sad.
Yeah. Like it felt like that year with BI and Wonho, like as soon as an idol was found to have like a scandal, like drugs, like they were gone. They were just boom gone. It wasn't like, oh, we're gonna look into this and then come back and tell you. No, it was like, oh no, we're not having anything to do with that.
They can't risk it.
BI was like the main songwriter icon, right?
Yeah.
So that's like, imagine just like that's trippy to me with BI's because he's like the important integral part of making their music, and it's just like, oh, we can just do without that because he has a scandal or whatever. It's like, who's making?
No, it was wild because like I remember falling asleep and the news I read was like, oh, BI is like suspected of stuff, and the moment I woke up, I was like, he was gone. Yeah. It just happened completely overnight for me.
It is a very K-pop. Or unique to K-pop, I'd say that kind of like maybe not just K-pop because I think J-pop does have some of that scandal stuff too. But like the I don't think in like Western music, unless there's something really really absolutely atrocious, that you would be removed from a group. Like,
well, I think that's also because Western groups don't really have a lot of groups. We have a lot of soloists, but not nearly as many like groups.
Well, at least for drug stuff, it matters less, right?
No, yeah, because in the US, there's not this kind of like connotation to doing drugs that there is in Asia, I would say. Like,
yeah, like one of the One Direction members tried to buy weed. Everyone would be like, "So?"
They could grow weed. Probably people wouldn't care.
It's like the whole sex, drugs, and rock and roll. It's such like a stereotype at this point. I think for some of the harder drugs, it's more disappointing in a way, and like you have the concern for their safety. But
yeah, it feels like one of the Jonas Brothers was like railing coke off some prostitute's boner. And like it would be more of a scandal. But
it's like why like things like Mickey from former TVXQ and JJY, like that's why like his like I saw the pictures of him, he looked awful, and like that is a little bit less than like Ilhoon from B2B because he was like actually like selling and buying large quantities of weed.
I just see
Ilhoon was doing a madness. He's spending something like I can't remember what the amount was, but it was like 90,000 USD on weed or something. Like,
and you're like, how much? What kind of? I mean, like I have no experience.
He's dealing.
It's just hustling. No, but to be fair, it's because the price of weed over here is like massively inflated because it's harder to get. So it's like you'll spend hundreds on like an eighth of weed rather than.
I'm more impressed that he just had all the excess cash to be spending 90 grand on like
Yeah, man. B2B had some hits.
Oh man, he's just
There's some money in there.
Also thinking of TVXQ members with and him being caught at an adult establishment. Like, I think that would be like, whatever. Like, no, that wouldn't even make news headlines, except the fact that it was during COVID. But like, if that was like a Western artist, that wouldn't even, that was not a blip on the radar unless he was married. And yeah, like that, we don't care. But I mean, he didn't come back until like the SM Town concert.
So before, like, because the Wano thing you guys are talking about, I don't know what his scandal was. So what was that? Like
Weed.
Yeah,
oh, his was weed also. So okay.
Supposedly he was trying to buy weed, but there was nothing proven about it.
So someone said Wano tried to buy weed, and then he was removed from Monster.
It wasn't it the same person who turned in BI, that one chick?
Hansel here,
yeah.
Oh, okay, I know about that girl. Okay, she's like the one. I've seen like hate threads before because she ruined like a couple.
She's definitely the most hated woman in Korea by international fans, I think. Yeah.
I'm eating Skittles. You guys need to keep
like what?
going.
I was so like your motion you did for that was so serious. Like most people just kind of go. You were like head back like.
It's like taking medication. You just go like.
This might be a controversial opinion, but my friend told me that all of the original Skittles taste the same, and I didn't believe her. But then she had me close my eyes, and she would give me a Skittle.
No, I hate this, dude.
I didn't get any of them except purple. I told her not to give me green because it was still green apple, which is just garbage. But yeah,
I know.
There's a bad flavor in Skittles.
Green apple, yes.
Green apple's wait. Your green Skittles are green apple.
They were lime, and then they switched to green apple
couple
years ago.
Ours have been lime. I want them to be
and then
apple.
they recently switched back to being lime because they finally realized that green apple is a garbage flavor.
Mine's green apple right now. It says on the packaging.
Yeah, I don't think they've all like completely. I mean, it's gonna take a while for all of the
Skittles. I'm eating old Skittles.
that
yes,
ancient
honey, I
Skittles
agree.
supply.
Green apple and everything is bad. Artificial green apple is terrible. It just tastes like straight sugar.
I just don't agree because I love apple rings. Like
you get green apple
rings are so good.
Near me.
The only good flavored green apple I had was actually a Japanese snack. I think I got it from like an anime convention or something. It was like a jelly stick, and it actually tasted like apple. But
maybe us Asians do it better.
No, green apple Jolly Ranchers are terrible. They're just like a cavity waiting to happen. They make my teeth hurt.
I mean that's every U.S. candy.
Fair.
There's not every U.S. candy is like something I always feel like I have to brush my teeth within like the hour of eating it.
I also don't like watermelon Jolly Ranchers, which is extremely controversial.
Generally, I don't like watermelon flavor stuff.
Watermelon and green apple fake flavors are on the same level for me.
Wow, we have like from the two of you, I have the most polar opposite taste in like candies and stuff. I love watermelon and green apple candies.
No.
Yeah, no, I love apple. I love apple flavor stuff. I do like some watermelon flavor stuff. I don't like watermelon itself.
There's those like those Sour Patch like watermelon candies. It's just little
those
watermelons. I could eat a bag of that.
Those are okay. Yeah, those I'm fairly.
No, watermelon Jolly Ranchers are just not good. They were like the most sought after ones, like in school. Like for whatever reason, if we were getting Jolly Ranchers, everyone wanted the watermelon ones, and they're garbage. Jolly Ranchers in general are highly overrated.
Oh wow! I just found something that's gonna make you so mad, Blueberry.
I also like that the most controversial opinion we've talked about is candy flavors.
Kim Chae-hyun from Kepler had no stage presence.
True.
Popular opinion.
I mean,
isn't that Blueberry's girl from? That's the pink-haired one in Kepler right now.
Yeah.
Blue Raspberry.
I feel like she sticks out in Kepler. Like she's the one I noticed when I watched the video thing.
Yeah,
like,
she has pink hair. I feel like she didn't stick out enough during the show. When she was first, everyone was like, "Hold up, really?"
It's not my opinion, Blueberry. It's on Reddit. I did not create the Reddit thread. I'm more curious about like because that's a hard one for me to agree with when I see some of the other people who made it in the groups,
especially
especially since
much
Curtain's
stage
Girl
presence
didn't
in that
make
group,
it.
to be honest.
Oliver,
I won't name names, but
one of the opinions that I found before I think we started going live was that what's her name? The sister of the girl in ITZY who was in Is One should be in
Chaehyun?
Yeah, Chaehyun. She should be in Idol.
Okay.
Which was an interesting opinion.
I mean, it's kind of like a like-for-like swap, I guess, like a strong dancer.
I guess that's kind of the
vocalist,
point. Like,
but...
she's like solo, kind of not doing. I mean, she's not putting out songs or anything. So you know,
the slight issue of her being at a different company.
Yeah. Not a problem at all.
But it's actually really sad. Like, so there was meant to be a new girl group debuting from WM, which would have had her in it.
Mm-hmm.
They were called Wish Tree, or a Goo Goo Manumu or something.
Thank God it wasn't the second one.
But then like I was like looking forward to that. Because I looked up some of the members and it looked like it was going to be a pretty interesting squad, and then it just turned out that like almost everyone had left the company and they weren't going to debut at all. So now Chaehyun is stuck in limbo of like,
what is she going to do? I mean, she can do like all of her dance covers and appearances, but like,
yeah, I don't know if she's strong enough to go solo. But then I feel like maybe people might have thought the same thing about Yena, and Yena solo is absolutely killing it.
It's true.
So maybe she does have the chops to do that, or maybe she will.
Yeah. Well, when we were talking about that, Honan was like, Shinwei should just be the next person in Idol. I was like, oh, we'll just put Shinwei in every girl group.
I will gladly place Curtain's Girl into any available spot in a girl group. Like, right. Like,
is there
any company, any opening. Let's just get Curtain's Girl a job, all right? Let's
get her a job.
I think she'll be fine. I think Shinwei will find work.
Yeah.
She's not going to be unemployed.
I really don't know when I became like a genuine fan of hers. When it stopped just being a meme.
Damn, Blueberry, are you talking about she can go get mocked on a dance show again? You talking about Chaeyoung's sister?
Yeah, that did happen.
Oh no.
Wish Tree is a cute name. I like that.
I was wrong about Blueberry's Kepler bias, apparently. Oh, because you like the one that's similar to the name from Diane from Twice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, gotcha. He likes Diane, yeah, okay.
Diane was really good in like Wadada and stuff. I like.
Yeah, speaking of stage presence, I feel like Diane and Yongin are the only ones with real commanding stage presence, and then Hikaru to a lesser extent.
Hikaru as well, yeah.
The others still have a way to go, I think.
I know you haven't like posted your Wadada reaction, but you have watched it. And,
yes, and I've
been thinking about this a lot, and having like watched a few stages and whatnot, like I'm very confused as to why in this song in this group, every time someone has an ad lib, they have to cut to them. I feel like that's not really a thing as much in other songs. Like it kind of was like maybe because it's the only way Bahia got screen time was her going yeah and doing like a thing. But I felt like if you think of like Zombie by Purple Kiss, you had Swan doing her adorable little fire, and like she just did it. It didn't cut to her.
I feel like generally for produce groups, there's more of effort made in camera to give them all more time.
Yeah.
To give them as much.
It's kind of crazy that I watched that entire Girls Planet show, and then I can look at Kepler now and be like, who is that? When I'm watching the group finalize.
Yeseo Mashiro, I still cannot tell between. I've got all of the others, but
So yeah, some of the one Japanese girl that's really cute that made it, I didn't remember her through like the entire.
There's definitely two cute Japanese girls.
Well, no, I know. I just like I remember watching the Kepler video and just being like, is she in Girls Planet?
Mashiro has bangs right now, right? Or is it?
Yes. Yeah, I think so.
Well, the only one I recognize is the pink hair, which I didn't recognize her a lot during the show before she like won the Chaeyoung or whatever, right?
Chaeyoung.
Yeah, obviously is it Zhao Ting who made it or?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's easy to to recognize out of it. And
I'll
Bahi,
say.
Obviously, I know who she is. I didn't watch the video and ask myself, who's that or whatever. But still, yeah, I don't remember
Bahi
Bahi's
stands out because
moments
she's
in the
blonde.
song or anything. Though
People have been comparing Bahi to Barbie, and they are 100% right. Because she's blonde and has that long, straight Barbie cut. And then they put her in
She also has a very distinctive face.
Mm-hmm.
What is like she made it in from like international votes more than Korean votes, right?
Yeah. Wait, who are you talking about?
Bahi.
Yeah, obviously.
It was like
I think
it was
possibly troll votes as well, because people were like, I don't want to vote for her, blah blah blah, and trolls are like, well, we're gonna vote for her and make sure that she gets in. I feel like some of that happened because that's how
she was like 17th or something for international for Korean votes.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully, like in the future, she does something so cool that I don't feel salty
Yeah,
about
I mean,
Bora
like, I feel
and Shinwei
and like
in the
this
future.
is probably nothing we're saying is like groundbreaking, but like I genuinely feel like any issue she's having, because there's a lot of critique about like her face and her stage presence, it has to be nerves. I mean, she's gotten so much crap from people that she
definitely affects it, but
terrified.
It's not even just nervous. It's just that she's had like so little training.
Yeah.
Like compared to some of the others in her group.
So much. She knows she has to do well or she's going to get garbage. And then if she does too well, people are going to get on her. Like, what can she do?
She has improved over the course of these promotions, though.
Yeah.
But
so she was not on.
Imagine just doing it next to Eugen. Like Eugen's been doing this for 10 years. Like.
Yeah.
It's such a difference, And even some of the other girls who are like 17 have been doing it for years. Yes, yeah.
She was a idol as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
She was IDD.
She's actually the most senior idol out of all of them, which is funny.
And she's like the tiniest.
Because she debuted as a child, and then debuted again in Busters, and now she's in Kepler.
Blueberry, that fan event. Oh, I heard about that. That made me really
Is that
sad.
the clip of the thing where she didn't get like a gift from any of the fans or whatever? That's just sad. Like that's just sad to watch.
But she actually did.
She actually did. Oh, it just wasn't on camera.
Oh, good.
Okay. So someone through filming made it look like she didn't get anything. But
do you know what? I'm gonna raise an issue with this. I am outraged that the Kepler fans were able to give them gifts and stuff at their fan meets. I am seething. I went to 8 signature fan signs and I couldn't give them shit. They weren't allowed. It wasn't allowed. They were like, no, you can't, no. But at one Kepler event, they're like, give them all the stuff. It's fine.
Is that just different company policy or what? Like,
well, so I thought it was like the organizers, like not the companies, but like whoever's hosting the fan event. But again, I thought it was like a COVID thing, and I was like, fair enough. You don't want people handing them stuff that could be contaminated or whatever. Okay, I get it.
Honey's
but
triggered.
Nah.
Honey's doing the like hold me back.
Bahi does have a lot of potential, doing. I agree.
Yeah, she does. But I mean, that's not what the point of the group should have been. It's not a project group for 2.5 years is meant to be the best of that show.
Yes.
Not. You have time to grow, because by the time she's finished growing, the group will be over.
The thing I'm still salty about with Girls Planet was Bora was like perfect throughout the whole thing and never did a foot wrong and was like just by far the most talented throughout like the whole show.
Isn't that, like, the
and then they
problem?
were just like, nah. At the end, like, you're not getting it. It's like, I understand the voting that she didn't get the votes, but it's like she definitely deserved it, like way more than some of the
people said that one of Bora's problems was that she was too perfect and consistent the whole time.
Too good of a job.
That's the thing, apparently.
In a competition.
She didn't have an arc. She didn't have a story. She was just, I'm here.
Oh look! This debut idol is really good. And then that was it. Just her being really good the whole time. Like,
look, I've already said. I don't know if I said it on the last one, but my 2 switches would be Bahi for Shinwei and Eugen for Bora.
Ooh.
Because Bora, yes, she is an already debuted idol, but unlike Yujin, her group has not reached as much success as CLC. Yes, CLC never did great, but some of their songs are kind of gonna go down. I think Hobgoblin is probably gonna go down as a classic. Like, they're far better known than Cherry Bullet.
When you said Yujin for Bora, I could feel like a tension just like permeate through.
Look, I love CLC. They're great. I feel terrible for them, and they deserve to, be happy. And I'm not saying Yujin doesn't deserve this chance, but like, it was like I said in Discord, like, it was equivalent to Stray Kids being on Kingdom. It was a done deal from the moment she was going to be there. You knew Yujin was going to make it.
I don't know, because I thought my pick was going to make it in, and she didn't the whole time. I thought I had a solid 10 out of 10.
Yeah, you and you're in a... But so I think it's the same as Bahi, in the same way that it was like, she was guaranteed to make it in no matter what. But I feel like Yujin has a lot more quality to her, because she's been doing this for so long.
Yeah,
but
totally.
I don't think she showed enough on the show to do it.
She's talented enough to be in it, but like, I would have rather seen someone less well known.
I would have put Sion in, but at least Sion was able to debut before Kepler, amusingly.
Oh yeah, because she was
slide it on into Billy and just away they go.
I'm trying to think of who are the Kepler members that I don't know, are like it's probably two of the Japanese girls or whatever.
Well, probably I know Yaseo and Mashiro are mine.
Mashiro was so there was the cool rapper, like, Japanese girl. Hikaru. She was really good. She definitely deserved to be in the
I knew that she was like I didn't really talk, but she was my number one pick from the start. I was like, oh, she's gonna get in. Like, I just knew. But I mean, like, I kind of felt that same way about other people, so I wasn't totally right.
Was Mashiro good during Girls Planet?
Yeah.
I just don't remember a moment.
And Mashiro's also been here for a while. She's been doing the training thing for a while. Like, she was on that she was at JYP doing that training audition thing that Loha from Nature was doing. They're in the same team, which was fun. And then she appeared on the Stray Kids show as well. Like, she's been about. It definitely has the chops. She's very consistent.
Jaylee has a good point about Bora or Yujin for Bora, is that CLC is done, whereas like Cherry Bullet wouldn't be having a comeback if Bora was in Kepler.
They probably would.
Good point.
Without her. Yeah.
I just liked Bora a lot, so I'm salty about it. It's okay, I'll get over it.
I get the point as well that Blueberry made, that she didn't make us about not standing out so much. Because like, she was so nice. She spent the whole time being so nice, with like a motherly figure to everyone.
Yeah.
It was just, she didn't have the chance to like really flex. Like, imagine if she'd fought for a role and not done the VVS performance instead. You know, imagine if she fought for a position in one of the singing groups or something. Imagine if she was in My C, because I remember when they had that like fan meeting thing before the end of the show. Yeah. They did a My C stage, and she did the I Use High Note like effortlessly. Like, it's like, wow, okay. Imagine if she'd been in a position to do that, I feel like it would have.
She stuck out to me a lot watching the show, because there was like a lot of them making like mistakes towards the end, like a lot, and then she just,
you could tell the pressure was getting to a lot of them.
She was just not affected, like consistent every time or whatever. There was nothing she did during the show where I was like, oh geez, where like
I felt like
everyone else had a moment.
To me, of the pressure getting to people is Chai-Bing.
Yeah.
Pour one out for Chai-Bing.
Yeah. Chai-Bing and Yanning as well.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Yanning at the end, she tripped at the finish line. I like that we're still talking about Girls Planet. Like,
still salty. I'm still mad about this all this time.
And since the Chinese members,
I didn't think I cared. but apparently I do. But like for
It's,
Chai-Bing, I feel for her because she was the oldest, wasn't she? Like this was her
Yes.
chance.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean,
she was-
she'll be fine. I think that's the thing, that the Chinese members are going back to a lot of popularity that they already had.
yeah.
Like for Yanning, it was kind of funny because people were like, "Oh, I hope she's never famous now or whatever. I hope she never makes it because people love to hate her." And then like she posts on Instagram of her like performing in front of some crowd, like 20,000, like at a festival. They're like, they'll be fine. Like they're not going to be in this K-pop group, but they will be okay. And
Yeah.
I would not be surprised if there are some companies in the future that come knocking to try and recruit some of them. Yeah.
The
You
Free
have,
Yanning thing was so clearly Mnet like editing or whatever. Like,
Yeah.
it was
Well, like, and
Well, in part.
yeah, but like the Chai-Bing was a little bit of both as well, because it was like
Yeah.
what she said, but then the translation and the way it was portrayed.
So, Chai-Bing's wasn't like bad to me. That was just like kind of cultural like difference of like style to me that was
Yeah.
going on there. Of, like,
She
She didn't allow herself to be painted in in the best light by Mnet.
Yeah, she
and
shouldn't have
that's
been a
the
leader.
mistake.
And then I was like, the next week when she was like wanting to be leader, I was like, no, baby, don't do that. No.
I
then
can
you
say
have-
just
Excuse me.
just the angle was fun for me to watch. I should have got my Skittles right at that moment just to make the whole thing chaos.
Well, then you have of course Surichi, which is like just
Mm.
boom, right at the end. That was sad too.
Yeah, Ryuichi and Sion were the ones who I was actively disappointed didn't make it into the group at the end. But
You have
I mean, Ryuichi's had a solo song since, and yeah, could be worse.
Everyone's doing great. Everything's wonderful. Except for the
Alright,
fact that
here's
she
what we
only
do.
has-
We get all of them. We get Curtains Girl. We get Bora together, and there we go. We got a perfect group.
Yeah.
You're not
Stop
like
trying to take Bora out of Cherry Bullet, you monster.
Look, I want Bora to be like in one of the top 3.
Also, she has
Top
she has
three right
COVID right now.
That's true.
Oh shit! Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like half the industry has COVID at the moment.
Yeah.
But
The K-pop subreddit just stopped allowing individual announcements.
yeah, they have a
of-
mega thread
they
about
have a
it
mega
now.
thread
It's
like this. Just post it here, guys.
Yeah.
This is what happens.
So
I mean,
many.
they're always traveling and performing at different stuff. I mean, it's gonna happen.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, it's been a weird.
Here's hoping. I just want my One Us concert to go well. I want it to happen. Please. This is my first K-pop
Yeah.
concert.
A lot of the concerts that are upcoming, people are like, oh god, please can this actually like the Luna one is in like 6 days or something.
They're coming to Lawrence, like 30 minutes away from me, and in a town that has a place with really good ramen, or they used to at least. I just want to go to my first K-pop concert. Never thought this would happen.
I am kind of surprised of like all the places a K-pop group is performing. It is close to you. Like of all the
But
cities, it's got to
That
be.
normally
to you,
happens, like especially when it's the slightly smaller groups, like they're more likely to come to other. They're not just going to go to like a couple big cities, you know. They're not just going to do like one, like they'll just do like only like LA, Chicago, like Dallas.
They don't do the
Newark, and
Blackpink
that's it.
drop where it's like we're just in 3 major cities for a couple
Yeah.
of
Or
days and then we're
twice.
gone.
Twice
Yeah.
where they announce like a world tour, and it's like LA, New York.
Yeah, I'm seeing them on the 15th. Hopefully. You know,
good
hopefully,
for you.
hopefully nothing like it seems like when groups travel here now, they just instantly catch COVID or something. It's like I don't know.
Kay, Stray K, she's like been waiting to see Monsta X since 2020. And then they just delayed it again. So it was supposed to be in February, and then it got pushed to like
June
for
or
like
something.
May or June.
Yeah.
And some of the Monsta X venue, like they got straight up canceled. It was lucky that hers was just postponed. She's going to Detroit. She offered me a ticket once because she thought she had an extra. That was
Listen,
very
Detroit's
exciting.
no longer the most dangerous city in America, all right?
Oh,
It's-
did
she
Cincinnati take the honor or something?
No.
Like, what happened?
She's probably
I-
happy that she's no longer having to go to Detroit in the middle of February.
Ugh.
Yeah, she offered me
No, it's still Boston. Was Boston ever?
Yeah, it was
uh,
Boston. Boston.
Really?
When I was in Boston when I visited, I felt like I could have walked an alley at 2 a.m.
Boston's
and
only
been
dangerous
okay.
if you're driving. Boston is like constantly among the top worst drivers that I've heard of. Everyone says that they're
everyone's
Boston.
drunk driving in Boston.
Not drunk driving, just aggressive driving.
I can understand aggressive driving when you're.
Blueberry.
But to be fair, Blueberry, you were holding the gun, so.
That's like when I was just recently in Los Angeles, and there's just some parts when I'm walking around there, and I'm just like, yeah, this is not a good idea. And I just turn around, like you turn the corner, your whole feeling in your stomach changes. You know,
Can't relate to that in Seoul. I'm not gonna lie. It's still rather pleasant.
My friends and I went to Chicago a few years ago because there was like a Kingdom Hearts concert, like one of those orchestra things, and we're like, let's just go to Chicago. We're not even like huge Kingdom Hearts. The concert was okay. The Final Fantasy ones are better.
Oh my god, that's the weebiest shit I've ever heard.
I don't know. We just decided to do it because
these are basically just Square Enix concerts, right? That you're going to, like the whole umbrella of Square Enix content.
It was fine, but like we got an Airbnb and we didn't realize it, but we got an Airbnb in South Chicago, which is apparently like the worst. We took an Uber like from the concert back to the Airbnb, and the driver, when we gave him the address, he looked at us and was like, y'all got tricked, huh?
That's not a good sign when your Uber driver tells you that.
We picked it because it was right next to the subway, which would also, like, there was a reason we did not drive right on the subway, after the concert at 11 p.m.
Well, I don't know if either of you've been to Los Angeles before, but it's a
No,
weird place because
I've been to San Francisco. I walked around San Francisco alone.
San Francisco now is, interestingly enough, supposed to be like kind of dangerous too, like somewhat. But LA is just a weird place because you can be in like the highest wealth like area, and then one street over is like just one of the worst areas in the city, and they're just connected to each other. So you don't really want to just go like walking casually around everywhere in Los Angeles. It's usually you want to drive somewhere, but then again you're in a city, so then it's like $30 to park everywhere. So you got to deal with all those issues.
I was visiting my brother and for like a week, and there was a day where I was just able to just go into the city, and I took the BART in. And I think I got off at a stop close to where he worked, because I think he worked like pretty close to Chinatown. And so I walked around Chinatown, and I remember going to like the pier as well. And I mean, I got a little lost because I have a terrible sense of direction. And I 100% got ripped off by someone in Chinatown selling me like a beaded bracelet. But I mean, that's part of the experience, right?
Oliver living in a safe city, like, nah.
I lived in London, bro.
No, I don't.
I live in Kansas City, where my friend's neighborhood, they shoot off guns to help keep the property tax, like property low.
Oh yeah.
We need property tax to stay low. Let me go outside and shoot my gun.
When I was
America
chicken sitting for her, my friend was like, "Yeah, you might hear guns going off at night. Don't worry about it. It's fine." I'm like, "What? Huh?" Being a young person, wanting to have a house and not just a 1-bedroom apartment, I was looking in that area because, surprise, surprise, everything's really cheap. And I have friends who live there and they're like, Bekah, no, don't do it.
Don't come here. Road
good.
Doesn't come this way. Don't really.
I'm like, but it's like a $60,000 house. They're like, Bekah, no.
Where you at, Daily? It's boring here. Nothing happens. Somewhere safe. Like, I don't know if it's like this in Seoul, Oliver, but when I was in Tokyo, like, I could be, it's 4:30 a.m. I'm like plastered out of my mind, and nothing's gonna happen to me walking through like the middle of downtown, like alleys and stuff. Like,
no way in hell.
Like, no one's gonna do anything to me.
I've never once felt unsafe here.
I'd love to go to like Seoul or Tokyo or something, but like, I don't think I could handle being out so late, because I feel like from watching like dramas and variety shows of people like going places and eating things, that like people are just out so late. They're like, oh, I went to bed early at around midnight, and I'm like,
Well,
Punctuality.
now that during COVID, everything is shut at 9. So,
Everything is shut at 9 here
The
anyway.
lovely nightlife of closing at 9 p.m.
yeah, exactly. But yeah, normally a lot of stuff is 24 hours. You just find yourself in Noribang at 3 in the morning, sobbing into the mic.
Alright, so I'm gonna have to plan my Seoul trip around when things are not closing at 9 p.m. because I'm like just getting started around then. So this is not how I want my nightlife and Seoul experience to be.
Yeah, I just want to like honey. I just want to go and like try all of the different street food. I don't care if I have no idea what I'm eating. I'm gonna try it.
To be fair, that's one of the best things about the pandemic is that the popular kind of pedestrian areas where there's lots of street vendors and stuff are a lot less busy. So it's a lot easier to go and get street food and stuff. You're not without having to queue for ages, which is normally what it's like. You normally it's like swamped with people and you have to queue for ages. But now it's like really easy.
I do feel like I'd have to do purely a food trip and then a trip that I won't remember. Like, you know, there's got to be two different. I
mean,
can't mix them.
The two often go hand in hand.
No, or I make it like 2 weeks. In 1 week I remember, and 1 week I don't.
Hell yeah. Yeah, you'll be telling everyone that time you went to Seoul for a week.
Yeah. Well, that was my mistake in Japan. Like, I was there for 8 days, and I remember like 3 of them. Because I don't think I slept for about 5 of them. And it's like when it gets blurred together of these moments where I had amazing food, and then I don't know why I was drinking so much. Like, so there's just a mix of the two together.
Guys, I just found 3 back-to-back, posted by different people apparently. Unpopular K-pop opinions that I need to share because I don't agree with at least 2 of them.
Okay.
One
Oh yeah, that's right. This is a K-pop podcast.
Yeah, this is a K-pop podcast.
Hey, we talked about Seoul like a little bit.
We
It counts.
First one, EXO's "The Eve" is a boring song.
Okay.
Second, I don't like IU BB.
Okay.
Third, "Move" is my least favorite Taemin era.
Well, all of those people can go to hell.
I feel like the anger like level from the EXO one to the IU one just like a meter, just like just a tipping point to IU. IUBB is the yellow card, right?
Yeah, I love that
okay,
song.
that's a great song. Like,
D-A-R-D.
whoever put that, you're wrong. It's trash opinion. It's just wrong in every way.
Yeah, like how dare you?
Yeah. I mean, okay, saying "Move" is the least favorite era is different to saying that it's the least favorite song, I guess. But
wait, what was the one about Taemin that "Move" was?
"Move" is their least favorite era. They do say "Move" is decent and it's not a bad song at all. It's just not as memorable to me as his other title tracks.
That's not true. How is it not memorable? Personal. It's like Taemin's like definitive song.
And then they say same with the choreo. It's personally a little too simplistic for my taste.
Okay, if you think it's simplistic, you haven't danced to it.
Yeah, like, when I think of Taemin, I think of that like choreography he does in that, and then the what is it, Twice cover of it too. Like,
yeah,
not the Twice cover. Unfortunately, is the first thing. Not fortunately or unfortunately, is the first thing I always think of with that song now. But
like, anytime you watch like a video on YouTube that's like actual dancer rates, you know, hardest K-pop choreo. "Move" is always up there because it requires such body control.
Yeah.
EXO Eve is the ba da da da. What's the situation, right?
Yeah.
With that drop.
That's a good song, man.
Going back, they covered
that's
that.
That's one of the good ones.
But I can see the argument that it would be a less interesting song to listen to on its own without the choreo.
That's true. I think that it's definitely the choreo that sold people on the Eve. It's
It's got some of those bacon vocal rolls in there, though.
I mean,
is that just every EXO song?
Yeah,
bacon vocal rolls.
Let's see.
I think it would be harder probably to find one where that doesn't happen, huh?
Yeah.
Is there a point where he was not involved in an EXO release?
No.
Well,
Mm.
doesn't Chen also hit the high notes?
Yeah. Chen hits high notes, but Bacon tends to have the kind of
Yeah.
the
Becky
lower
definitely does that
rolls.
da 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 like vocal roll
Yeah.
one in the song, like after the I think it's the second verse or something. But yeah, you can tell when it's Bacon because he does it in his own kind of style.
Okay, just resolutely calling him Bacon.
It's easier. I've given in to Bacon.
Give in to Bacon.
Mm-hmm.
This is a really random one. I'm disgusted when idols pose eating grapes as a whole. What does that even mean?
I think
that
that's just a person with issues with grapes.
Is that like a common thing? Because I feel like I've not ever seen.
Oh,
that
it's
before.
when they hold like a thing of grapes and are not eating individually. It's like they're holding, the little.
How often does that happen?
Yeah, wait, is
I'm
there
trying
a
to think of
whole?
when that's happened, and I'm
They
struggling.
posted like 3 examples.
I follow quite a few Instagrams now in K-pop, and I can't remember like a single instance of this being a photo.
Dahyun does it in Kura Kura MV. Jimin did it during a Persona photo shoot, and J-Hope also did it during the same photo shoot. Oh, that's the strawberry. They're offended by the way he's eating a strawberry, apparently. I just love that. That's such a random. Okay, you keep living your
I mean,
best
that's the definition of an unpopular opinion, because everyone's like, what the hell?
Nobody
What are you talking about?
Oh, that's so
I thought specifically you were saying just like grapes in every photo that they're
like
holding.
eating
just
grapes
a grape
whole, like
empty.
not biting them. Like I don't.
Maybe just eating grapes off the vine, like
Yeah.
that.
Like,
The idea
okay,
of
sure.
him like putting it into his mouth hole and then pulling just the vine out like he's deboning a chicken.
How dare you not peel your grapes before eating them?
Yeah.
You guys don't just eat grapes like how they are?
Grapes are not allowed in my house because they're super deadly to dogs, and I would drop one and she would eat it. So I don't eat grapes right now in my life.
I like
Apparently,
to leave them around.
Dolly saw one that triggered them.
Sure.
A grape photo?
A grape photo or an opinion in general.
Unpopular opinion. They said Lil Touch by ODG.
Lil Touch is.
I thought it's
Lil Tough.
My
Lil
friend
Tough
doesn't
is...
like. I have a friend who
That's your rapper
doesn't
name.
like that song.
I mean, again, that's just wrong. Lil Touch is like masterfully produced.
Yeah,
so...
I loved Lil Touch. Give me a little touch. The little MIDI part that comes in.
Yeah.
What is the that's the one? Can you give it a me?
Give it
Right?
up to me.
Yeah,
Baby,
I'm sorry.
give it up.
Taeyeon and Sunny, I think, hit those vocal lines.
Yeah.
It's a masterpiece. It's perfect.
Yeah.
And
I really like
it builds into that like the dance break with the.
I think it's a shame that they've
really
never performed that live, have they?
Yeah, and I was. Oh man, I was so gassed when I saw the. So that's a very British expression to me. I was so excited when I saw the the lineup for the SM Town concert.
Yeah.
And they were like the picture, and I was like, we're finally getting a little touch from. It's happening.
Thought. I
nope,
truly
you got
thought they were
step back.
perform live.
You got girls on
they
top instead.
I thought they might perform like maybe the new song from the SM Town CD or whatever that they released. Like no, but no, I got clowned.
Tommy, it's so strange that you like of all the you love OGG song.
let me just hover over this.
No, don't ban him.
No, don't do it.
You already did it before.
Oh, my finger slipped. Oh, what a shame. My finger slipped. Sorry, that was an accident.
What power have I given you?
I said I'd do it again.
When 23 messages were deleted, you deleted all the messages.
Don't they come back once he is out of timeout?
I don't know. I don't know how it works.
Okay, he'll be back in a minute. Everything will be fine.
Okay, so I looked up sorting by controversial on the Unpopular K-pop Opinions, and by all time, the number one. I don't know if the group here will care that much, but the number one was 17 are not all that known to general public in Korea. Their brand name and power is same as 4th gen boy groups right now in Korea, which is equal to non-existent, and that was posted a year ago.
So just not true.
Yeah, I would say not anymore.
Is 17 really popular?
they definitely have been very popular. They might not be as popular right now, but they're, I think, among some demographics in Korea, they are the most listened to boy group.
It's a trip to me to the like big difference between what is popular in Korea in K-pop and what is internationally popular.
Yeah, there's big differences. But yeah, I think I can't remember what demographic it is because I think like for almost every demographic it's BTS, but then one of them is 17.
Yeah.
So is BTS like fame the same kind of level in Korea that it is internationally?
Not the same kind of level because it's not rabid. But it's definitely really big. But yeah, it's like you see people who know and like BTS, but you don't necessarily see people who are like armies,
like marching around in the street, like defending their fandom.
In Korea, like you said, K-pop is not nearly as big or as prevalent as we think it is. But I feel like everyone would actually know BTS.
Yeah, right? Everyone knows. Yeah. And generally, girl groups are more popular as well in terms of just like the amount of people who actively listen to them. But I'll tell you who is actually really popular now is NCT. I've seen lots of people. I've spoken to lots of people who are like, oh, I don't really like a lot of K-pop, but I do like NCT. Like NCT tends to be an exception for a lot of people.
I've like experienced through this channel and the Discord seeing NCT just go like massively popular. I feel like from like I knew what they were, and then I've experienced over time them just getting bigger and bigger and bigger every time that something comes out, like
physically as well,
to where they feel like the real counter to BTS or whatever,
which I think is such a
kind of thing at the moment.
It's too bad because Monsta X has been working so hard to be in like the Western, like they have 2 full English albums, and like they're good albums. I really enjoy both of them, and like it's so disappointing to me that Monsta X has not gotten the Western recognition that they deserve. Oh, welcome back, Tommy.
What's IU's biggest song? Oh, is that the scene? Now he's trying. I'm sorry, you got timed out again, Tommy.
It's a good question, actually.
IU's biggest song? Is it not like, BB? Like, isn't that her? No, it's 8 with what's his name, right?
Now, like at the moment, it's probably still
Strawberry Moon.
No, it's probably still Celebrity.
Sorry, I just love that we keep throwing songs.
But Celebrity, like, that one song that Honan forgot about.
But overall, it's probably still like gonna be Good Day or something like that.
That's what I would imagine, because that's like one of the big
Celebrity right now.
Yeah, Celebrity is still really popular in Korea. I'll dredge up Melon and see what the first song was.
If the world was right and everything.
Oh, she's obviously just had a new release. So currently the highest ranking one is Hibernation off that album. But
Jam, everyone's sleeping on Jam. I'm just gonna say best IU song, hands down. Jam. No agreements there.
Yeah,
I'm alone in the Jam.
The highest like ranked one, not from the recent release, is Celebrity, which is 1 place ahead of her song with Akmu.
Oh, I forgot about the thing with Akmu. That was good.
And 4 places ahead of Lilac.
Where's 8 on that list?
I don't think it's charting. It's not in the top 100.
Is Lilac to you guys not a better song than Celebrity?
Oh, you're talking about like on Melon right now?
Yeah.
Not of all time.
No, just what's popular at the moment. Yeah. I don't know.
Honestly, Tommy, so of her recent releases, Celebrity is not my favorite either.
I like Good Day, but I don't like Celebrity. Yeah, Celebrity is a good song, but I liked Lilac and Coin and stuff better.
Yeah, I like Lilac
Celebrity.
And Coin a lot more than Celebrity.
My C, to me, was the best song out of all of those to come out, like that release or whatever. That was all the same release, right? That album. Was that together? Was My C with Celebrity?
Yeah, it's all on the Lilac album.
I don't know. Was Celebrity part of that?
Mm-hmm. I think so. Yeah.
Oh Christ. Okay, so You and I is her most successful song in Korea, with just the casual 7 million downloads on Gower.
Super cash. Just
7 million, bro. Good Day had 4.5 million.
I like though that her song with Akma is still trending in the Hot 100.
Yeah,
that was really good.
The award show, was it Mnet, right?
Wait.
Award, or what is it, the Melon Awards or whatever, where she got the thing
Mama?
and she was like,
Or
I
the
have another
Melon?
one of these to take
Yeah.
home or
Oh,
whatever.
yeah.
Like over video, she didn't even show up in person for it.
Well, the one that she did show up for this year, she got
Was
so many
Melon,
awards.
right?
Like I watched her like little behind the scenes video that she posted of it. She felt so awkward because she kept having to come back and say more things. She's like, I don't have anything to say anymore.
That's the award show where she had the god tier outfits that I've totally forgotten
It
about
was-
at this
It was the performances were obviously like pre-recorded, so they were playing for the audience in the crowd, and IU came out and like kind of danced along when her performances were being played. I thought that was nice.
I'm
Like,
pretty
it's,
sure
impossible to qualify her. Like she's had 110 million digital sales. She's had 29 number one songs on Gaon and 17
Is she another
on
person like
Billboard.
BTS where everyone knows IU?
Yeah. Well, but IU is everywhere here. Like you cannot walk down a street without seeing IU's face. Like
In that video she posted of the behind the scenes, I think she met Stacy, and it was another example of idols meeting IU and just immediately bursting into tears.
yeah.
a city where I use just plastered everywhere sounds so much better than where I live. And the ads that I see when I go outside.
Honestly, like yeah, she's everywhere. There's not a person alive in Korea who doesn't know IU.
With IU, it's like a trip to me. The like the difference of watching her in like Hotel de Luna and like hearing her music. Like she has a lot of diversity. Like
Have you finished Hotel Luna yet?
I have not, no, but I need to.
What are you doing?
I need
finally
right
finished-
now. Just like
I'm really excited because I finally watched Goblin. I'm kind of
Ah.
working through like classics right now. I'm watching My Love from a Star, and I'm invested in everything except the romance because the main leads have no chemistry.
That happens a lot in dramas. I feel like the leads, like is the lead romance, the plot is the thing I'm always like less or least into. It's very rare for me to really care about it.
I do like though that the brother of one of the guys, the one who's like in love with the main lead and My Love from a Star, his answer to everything is apparently just I'm gonna murder them. Just murder.
Yeah.
He's like killed 2 people and I'm on episode 3, but he does it in a way that no one's caught him yet. So I'm very invested in everything but that, and the fact that the main lead guy is an alien apparently.
Is allkpop.com a safe site?
I mean, it's a trash tabloid, but it is a safe site. Yeah.
Oh,
AKP
this
is
was
pretty
the outfit. This was the outfit. Yes, that I was talking about as well. It's god tier. Yes, from the Melon performance.
Also,
Yeah,
Blueberry, could you imagine what would happen in North Carolina if you did that? You traded all of the Confederate flags and banners for an Asian woman.
Hell yeah.
It's a fair trade. Well, not for the other side, but
Yeah, seems worth it for me. Like,
Someone go find
finally
a genie
some
and
culture
make
in
that
North Carolina. No.
wish. I would make that wish. I would use one of my genie wishes on that, just to see the world burn.
I feel like
it's
we've never
interesting that IU hasn't
gone an
had much of
episode.
a huge push in the West, really. I don't feel like she cares, but
No.
it's interesting that I guess probably because she's just not interested that
Yeah.
no company has tried to make her do something in the West. Even just like a tour or something.
Yeah.
I feel like she could. I feel like she could easily go to America and sell out places. You
Yeah.
know? I don't feel like she's unknown by any stretch.
I
of the
would love to
imagination.
see. I mean, I would love to see more Korean idols break into not just the music industry, but like the acting industry.
I feel like in her music, she doesn't try to appeal to Western market.
No.
ever.
No,
So
not at
that's
all.
like a
But-
big part of it.
But she still has, right? She still has a lot of
I
international.
mean, like
fans.
you call that outfit from IU like spicy or whatever. Like you look at that and she wouldn't fit. Like her image just doesn't fit with a lot of what is trendy right now, I think.
No, but like yeah, like I say, it doesn't have to be like marketed as the same way as a Western pop singer. Just like she could do promotions in the
Yeah.
West if she wanted.
I think she could.
And she speaks like really good English. So
Let's put IU on Hot Ones.
Listen, this is how I get what I've always wanted to happen. Let's put IU, Taeyeon, Sunmi on a tour together. Okay. Maybe they clash a little bit of friendship on this tour.
I mean,
Yeah,
yes,
you know,
who's the headline in that?
IU.
we know who
what?
I would choose, but I'm just.
They would,
Yeah.
they would. I think all of them would just defer and have IU. Like that's what they would
Yeah.
want. I mean,
But technically, both Taeyeon and Sunmi are seniors. Are you?
yeah, but IU is IU.
They debuted 1 year before her.
I would enjoy myself so much at that show that I would not care about the order in which it happened in the.
Yeah,
list.
I would have them just do rock paper scissors.
Yeah. It'd be like there was a time when like Metallica and AC/DC had like with Iron Maiden or something, and they literally, because they were all so big, they just basically decided, okay, Metallica came, later, so Iron Maiden's headline in the thing, and AC/DC and Iron Maiden switched off each time, and Metallica, even though they were definitely more famous, just had to be like, yeah, I'm not going to tell
I think
Iron Maiden and
more,
AC/DC that we're headlining
Right.
instead of
I
them.
think if they wanted to make sure
Like-
not to offend anyone, because like hierarchy and stuff, they would put whoever debuted first as the headliner. But I feel like realistically, it would just be IU.
Yeah.
On fame
I don't-
in
I
Korea,
don't think-
probably, yeah. Like,
I don't think IU's ever played outside of Asia. I think that she's done concerts in like Singapore and the Philippines and Taiwan and stuff, but she's never played outside of Asia.
I think it has to be a matter of she doesn't really want to. I mean, and that's not a problem. Like you don't, no
maybe.
one, you don't have to push to the West. If you're fine where you are, then just do your
Yeah.
thing.
I know she's done lots of stuff in Italy, because she has she's like the Gucci ambassador among other things. And I remember she shot a music video in Venice, and I've always
guess
thought to
maybe-
myself, like, imagine if she just because especially the music video in Venice is funny because she's just walking around in Venice, and there's just random people there, and obviously they don't know who she is. She's just some random.
Yeah,
weird
see,
one.
I would love to see her do, like busking things like Taeyeon did, where she's just like in a random European
cool.
countryside singing, and I think that would be really cool.
But I love that those ones of Taeyeon in like Germany and the Netherlands and stuff. But then you still fans were coming out, right? They were like, oh, holy shit, Taeyeon is here.
But like
And
at
it's
first,
like,
you had all of like the random tourists, who
just
were like,
randoms, yeah.
she's cute, she's got a good voice.
Yeah.
I feel like without knowing who IU is, she's so like eye-catching. Like you would still just be like, all right, that's somebody famous. Like walking, past IU, where it'd be like.
But back in the one in Venice, she was very low key looking.
Well,
She's got
I
like
feel like
giant glasses and a hoodie on. Or
No, she was wearing just cargo pants and a hoodie. And, like
you would be tipped off by the fact that people are seeing IU and bursting into tears. So I feel like even if you don't know who she is, as soon as you meet her, you're just gonna start crying. You just know.
Well, like Taeyeon performing, like looking how she does, singing how she does in Europe, I would feel like, all right, come on, this is someone like clearly someone
But, like,
important.
I think
if they're
about
not
that-
famous, they should be famous.
Yeah.
Like, that kind of thing.
I think about that with like Ailey. Ailey has an amazing voice, but she could do well anywhere, I think, just talent wise. But yeah, she's, as far as I know, I don't think she's ever tried to be.
Ailey performed close to where I live, and I didn't see it. But it was and so did JYP, actually. JYP had a show close to me, and so did Ailey.
Okay, but you're in LA.
I'm close to also a casino that's very popular for concerts, Pachanga or whatever. So there's
Which
always
is
random
kind of funny
like.
because the idols can't go gamble.
Yeah. Imagine going to see JYP. That'd be so much fun.
I should
Speaking
have.
of which,
I don't know why I didn't. It would have been great. It was like at least a decent time ago. Like it was early on in the channel, but still, I should have just been like, all right, I'm gonna go see JYP. Ailey, I don't think I knew very well at the time who she was to go see her live. I was just like, oh, that's someone in K-pop. Like
Ailey, I feel like definitely could have tried to push herself west again, but like it's her style of music isn't as Bekah said with IU. It's not really suited. The image is different, and like I feel like everyone would appreciate that she's a phenomenal singer. But I'm not sure how much. And obviously, she speaks English, but I'm not sure that the style of her songs would necessarily appeal to that many people.
Yeah, I mean, like I feel like Eric Nam is a great contender for someone who could do really well because his music, I think, does like his. Like, I mean, he was recently on First We Feast channel doing like the Snacked thing, which Somi did this week as well. So like, I think people compare Eric Nam to like Ed Sheeran. Like people were saying that Shiver's song, they're like, oh, just replace Ed Sheeran with Eric Nam, and I was like,
yeah, I could see it.
Do you guys feel like something does better sometimes in the West when it's not trying to appeal? Like sometimes I feel certain K-pop things get a lot more popular here, not trying to appeal to our style or anything at all, versus like someone actually trying to. Like
they just catch on.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe like Luna Star.
Yeah, that's the one I was just thinking of too. That's like one of it might be the only. I guess I was going to say it's the only organic K-pop song that's like gotten popular in the West without trying to, but of course there must have been something there because they released the English version of it, right? Like there was clearly some intent. It wasn't fully organic.
Well, the English version was great though.
Yeah. And I think it's definitely also notable as one of the few that didn't have like there was no Western collab that came along before or whatever.
Star is up there on my rank of
I wonder if Twice the Feels did better in the West than other Twice releases.
I've seen it getting radio play in the US, which is certainly more than I don't think other Twice songs have had radio play.
Because I wonder if it had more popularity here than something like Feel Special or Fancy or something, you know, like because I feel like something like that may have more popularity just because of like the whole world grabbing on.
Yeah, well, and it's kind of hard to measure that kind of thing as well. I guess you can only really look at like how it's charted on Billboard or something.
It deserved a lot of Western popularity because that was a great appeal to like Western market from Twice to me, like perfectly keeping their vibe.
Blueberry mentioned Chungha with Dream of You. Chungha, I think, could do well here as well.
Yeah.
She does. I mean, she's from Texas, so she does speak English, and she has that a little bit more of like that sexy, edgy appeal that she could do.
Should have been a banger here.
The Feels was Twice's first song to enter the pop airplay chart at number 40.
Have you Killing Me by Chungha? Because I feel like we've neglected that. And that's
killing me. Yeah, it was a really, really low key. I mean, release from her actually. Like compared to the amount of hype that she usually has, it felt like everyone kind of just went, "Nah, Chungha's released something." And then moved on with their day.
I follow the Kville Entertainment YouTube channel. They do their like top 100 every week.
Yeah.
And Killing Me just ranked number 1. Was voted number 1 ahead of like everything else that's out right now.
I'm trying, because definitely in the West, Blackpink and BTS are still the most popular in Western market of K-pop.
Yeah,
I would say. And I'm trying to think of like what it is about them that makes it so much easier for them to appeal versus those other artists that we're naming. And it's probably just, I mean, BTS obviously did a great job at changing style to appeal to Western market a lot.
Yeah. And then you look at like Super M, who like they kind of just went straight K-pop for like K-pop style for theirs.
Yeah.
And it didn't do as well, which is unfortunate. Because I'm like a lot of people who have enjoyed BTS's K-pop, like Korean music more than their English releases. I prefer that style. Interestingly, though, I like Monsta X's English releases, even though it's different from theirs. It still has the flavor for them. I don't know.
It's not what I want to hear when I listen to Monsta X. I do have a soft spot for Middle of the Night. I'm not gonna lie. But like, I want that like. That boisterous, like obnoxious aggression from them.
I like that even in English, Monsta X can't help but having a bunch of ho anthems.
Yes, exactly. They just want to get sultry with it.
Like literally, they have a song called "Tied to Your Body."
Yeah. But yeah, and it's like you can see like when groups have had like a more tailored Western release, like NCT for example, when NCT 127 when they were having, I guess, their most like active period promoting in the US, it was during Regular, right? And then just before Superhuman. And Superhuman, I think, is their best song, it's not the kind of thing that people in the West liked. Whereas people were vibing with Regular, not least because it had the English version.
The interesting thing to me about like,
Highway to Heaven as well.
When we go to like BTS is they were getting popular here, releasing music that wasn't like appealing, I would say, to the Western market at first.
They pinged on my radar. It was Fake Love, I think.
Yeah, Fake Love is a great song too. Like I really like Fake Love.
When I heard that they were performing at some big award show, that's when they pinged. Like that's when I heard of them, because like that
before that it was DNA.
Which like I would say when they were doing that, they weren't like actively being like, all right, this is directly to appeal to the Western market. I think they were just being BTS.
Yeah, they did, like,
they were just. I'm trying to.
I don't know. Like I feel like though since then, because they'd like Boy with Love, which is kind of starting on that trend of being more appealing. Like, and then Idol kind of not as much maybe, but yeah.
No, Idol was their real like. The last like real Korean K-pop song. I mean,
what about like On and
oh yeah,
because that their actual last like Korean album, like I actually enjoyed that one.
Dynamite definitely was like when it first was like, oh okay,
oh yeah,
like this is definitely appealing to hear, but it was a great song. Like
and I don't think it's necessarily like a bad thing. I do miss some of those, so like I want to hear what they originally became famous for, and not just
if they could do like Fire now.
My
it
first
would be interesting
BTS
to see them just do a full
Seoul.
switch to like full Korean, no English, like just like full on, like I don't know if they would do
well I mean they did Life Goes On, right? But it's not the same style, obviously.
No, but because it's, I mean, the point of that song was
it's
more...
a COVID anthem. But it's like what is cool, and we see this with actually just more and more groups now, that they're able to premiere a comeback on a US TV show. Like BTS were doing that. You know, you mentioned On. There was that really cool performance they did on Jimmy Fallon in Grand Central. Like that was really cool. You know, like who else is getting the chance to do that kind of thing, right?
Yeah, people really like going on Kelly Clarkson's show.
Yeah, Itzy and Espa, where Espa was just doing US stuff.
Yeah, we had Espa on
like, the freaking Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade.
They were on the Nick Cannon.
On the Nick Cannon show,
my cat has decided it's time to play fetch. So
Espa's a really interesting one actually, because there's no way in hell you can look at Espa's songs and say that these are geared towards the West. I don't know.
Espa's songs are the most SM songs to have ever come out of SM Entertainment.
Yeah, they're so SM. Like
I kind of love
Ellen didn't deserve that hit performance. True, but when 17 were on Ellen and they do hit,
Ellen
my favorite
Super
17
on
song.
either.
Oh my god! I mean, they weren't actually there, but like, yeah. But it's just stuff like that that's cool, and it was kind of like out of nowhere as well. It wasn't like when they were promoting anything. They were just like, oh, by the way, here's 17, like the musical entertainment for the day. Like, it's cool.
It's the only way you could get me to watch the Ellen DeGeneres show. Just like someone I actually like is performing on the show. I just don't watch those American like morning TV shows, or like I can't think I've ever sat through like an episode.
I used to watch Steve Wilkos when I was in America.
My sister watched the Tyra Banks show briefly.
Tyra Banks. Wow.
There's a name I forgot. I feel like... And now on Ellen, Hello Venus. Oh, I would be there. I would be in person. I would. That's like
you'd be one of the screaming women in the audience.
Well, my cat has discovered my webcam. Great.
I would pay premium price for those tickets. No, yeah, the Espa being on American TV is like a trip to me, because like Savage is not.
They even did like a little skit or something
for the Daily Show.
Yeah.
It's weird because they're like not their music definitely does not appeal to our
No.
market at all. Especially Savage just being like all over the place. Like, it's like,
Yeah.
But I love how bonkers like Espa is. Like their stuff is just like the whole idea of them is just like just out there, you know, like the concept, the style of music.
It's funny how they've been trying to explain when they've gone on these like US shows and stuff, and they're like, so what's the deal? Like, how does it work? And like to their credit, they you know, they don't come off as overly weird. It does, they make it work. And then I've seen like, especially on the Nick Cannon show, it was funny just watching these like predominantly like African American like middle-aged audience. They were vibing with it. Like, they were having a good time. It's like it's not what I would have thought would. Obviously, I'm not going to say Savage was a hit in America because it wasn't. But it's interesting that that's what they went to do. There wasn't like they didn't give them a safe song. Oh, here you go. Here's something easy that you can promote in America.
Yeah, I mean, I think even Black Mama would have been safer than Savage.
Savage is like the
or next
most
level
out,
even.
like their one.
Well, next level could have been better because like it would have won the points of like, oh, people know this from
people recognize it.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's from Fast
exactly.
and Furious. Yeah, you
But
can.
then it could have also had the negative thing of like, why did they rip
Yeah,
off
maybe,
that?
it might have had people just be like, hold up.
Well, like, because when I show someone who doesn't know K-pop, like Blackpink or BTS, that's very easy to digest. If I'm like, here's Savage from Espa, I think someone's gonna kind of, you know, give me a little bit of what the hell is that? Like, you know,
It's like
kinda
here's
look
money,
at
guys.
it, like,
You can't lead into K-pop by showing someone "I Got a Boy" by Girls' Generation.
I mean, I would have loved for that to have
I mean,
been
you
my
can.
first experience. Personally,
It might have
I think it
be like,
depends
what
on
the-
someone's
what the
taste.
hell?
Yeah.
Tommy, apparently a lot of people watch Fast and Furious because they're still making them.
Yeah. What is there? Is it like 13 that they've made? 14 now?
I've seen none of them.
None? You
No,
haven't seen
neither
the
have I.
OGs? The
No.
number 1 and 2?
No, do I look
You
like
ain't
someone
seen
who
Bad Boy
watches
2?
horror movies?
I'm just sorry. No, Fast and
Someone
Furious
tried to
was...
convince me that I would love the Italian Job once, and I was like, no.
Oh yeah, the Italian Job is great.
Why do I
Is
want to
it-
watch like a 2-hour advert for Mini Coopers?
Wait, that's a
Why
totally
wouldn't
different...
you?
That's not Fast and Furious, though. Are we talking
I
about
know,
the
I'm just
movie,
saying,
The
like,
Italian
car
Job?
movies.
Yeah,
Car movies are all the same.
you could watch or you can watch the classic, the original, or you can watch the swank remake of the Italian Job.
The one that has, like, Mark Wahlberg
was
in it
the
or
remake.
whatever?
Yeah, Michael Caine versus Mark Wahlberg. Like, pick which
Okay,
one.
see, I would probably watch the original because I like Michael Caine. but
Yeah, it's more like a. Like
they
a
were
comedy.
trying to convince me of the remake.
Old driving movies were good, like the original Gone in 60 Seconds and stuff like that. And who is it? Paul Newman, that actor who used to do a bunch of driving movies. Like, old driving movies were interesting. Now they are very generic. I will agree that they just kind of like, I'm a getaway driver. This is a heist. We're like-
Although Baby Driver,
The
bangs,
famous
though.
line from
oh,
Driver
Baby
was
Driver's a
amazing.
great movie. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's like an action
Um,
kind of like mix.
So I
movie.
pulled up the K-pop unpopular K-pop opinions from top
Reeling
of
us
all
us
time.
back.
Yes, yes, I love this.
No, I want to tell everyone about the fucking Italian Job we're bringing.
What? I like the focus because the number one top of all time on the unpopular K-popular opinions is JYP is hot, and I'm really sad that he's not here to have a meltdown. I love
Hell
you,
yeah.
Snake.
Oliver, you
My
made
guy.
this. That's Oliver made that.
That's
Reddit.
Oliver's
It has to
account.
be.
JYP's a dilf. I will stand by it.
The number two is probably more offensive. It's,
I mean, that's going to be pretty offensive to a lot of people.
but number two is I don't like Taemin's dancing.
Okay.
So
Do
I
they
think, like-
have a reason for the critique?
Saying
or
I don't
just,
like it is up to them, right? It's like,
Yeah.
it's not the same as saying it's bad.
Yeah.
but it's an unpopular opinion. I mean,
No,
It's
I
a-
would say they worded that the right way because they said they don't like it, not that
they said
he's a
I
bad
hate
dancer.
I borderline hate watching him dance. It's incredibly skillful, but also unpleasant. There's a quality to him that looks like a marionette, going from loose limbs to sharp movements, like someone pulling a string. And sometimes it looks like a bit like a drunk man trying very hard to strut around or dance. Really, Pulgara? Are you gonna?
I feel like there was like a mix of great compliment in there with like I don't. It's a confusing.
I
like-
wish I would look like that when I'm drunk and stumbling around. But I get it because he's a very unique, kind of very fluid style that
Yeah.
If people
So
like a particular type of dancing, like
for their
harder style more.
favorites, they gave 10 and Win Win.
A 10 is so similar to Taemin. I don't understand that.
I know. Yoonho, Woo Young from I think 80s, and then Han Woong.
Okay, so yeah.
Once it gets out into certain names, and then I have to try and remember from certain shoots. I heard 80s, but I think like...
Han Woong is from NCT. Woo Young is from 80s. I think they mean Yuno from. Oh no,
TVXQ?
Yuno from 80s as well.
Okay.
But yeah,
That's how Taemin's dancing so.
Han Woong is from
though,
Wanna,
like...
it's not NCT.
I don't know.
This guy just started naming like every
Hwan
random...
I don't know.
Like
But yeah,
HWANWOONG.
HWANWONG.
Yeah, he's from Wanna.
Oh.
If someone tells me they don't like Taemin's dancing, am I supposed to take any account of who they do like dancing wise after that? Like, am I?
Yeah, well, because it might show that they prefer a particular style. But what's strange to me about that is that they picked 10, who is very Taemin-esque.
10 is like baby Taemin.
Maybe I'm just too closed off, because like someone earlier saying they don't like Taeyeon's tone of voice, like my ear flaps would just close to any other opinion that they had on K-pop after that. It's like, well, now all your opinions to me are no longer.
What would you say is your unpopular K-pop opinion?
My personal unpopular K-pop opinion? Oh.
But there's a difference between like what is unpopular in terms of like the general public of like all of, you know, if you say something negative about BTS or Blackpink, then that's going to be an unpopular opinion. But then going on somewhere like the Reddit where like you say, you know, if you say something negative about BTS or Blackpink, everyone's gonna be like, oh, that's not an unpopular opinion. Everyone agrees with that.
That Money is Song of the Year, yeah, boy.
I feel like that's not actually unpopular. I think it's only unpopular. I'm just for it.
Money being Song of the Year will be a thing even when it's like 5 years from now. Nah, Money Song of the Year though.
Dude, I made sure everyone in Venice Beach knows about that. All right.
Oh God, is that why you're not allowed to go back there?
I think I even did it on somewhere else in Los Angeles or something too. Signed a thing for money. I can't remember what it was yet, but no, that's not like an actual opinion that I have, because that's just, you know, that's just a meme opinion at this point. I don't know, man, because my opinion I feel like isn't unpopular. My opinion would be that like Blackpink doesn't make good music anymore. Kind of, but I don't know that that's an unpopular opinion or
it's like by volume, because of how many fans Blackpink have, it would still be an unpopular opinion, but I do feel like a lot of people would agree.
And I don't say that they're making bad music now. I think that's because I liked what they did at first so much better.
They're just making the same thing.
Yeah.
They haven't evolved.
They're not making anything right now. But...
Yeah, actually, I say that as like it's been a long time. I guess when I say that, because I loved the first release with like Whistle and Boombaya, and then everything that even the release that had Do and Forever Young and all that stuff. There was all this great stuff coming out, and then once like Lovesick Girls dropped, I just felt like a massive just like my excitement level from Blackpink just dropped dramatically from like Lovesick Girls coming
I mean,
like,
Kill This Love and How You Like That are kind of just do clones in a way.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think their music has ever been a lot of their songs have ever been particularly good, but they've been enjoyable. Like, I don't think Boombaya is a musical masterpiece, but it's still fun to listen to.
It, though.
Right, but like musically speaking, it's really strange.
but you know how I can put on early Blackpink and just like you can vibe out to that.
You can
like,
vibe,
it's fun. Yeah. It's fun. I don't feel the same way about the recent.
And then there are some really good songs in there too, like Really, which is on the Do album. I think Really is a really strong song.
I have Just Dance 2022, and I have attempted Boombaya because Boombaya is on there.
How did that go?
Don't they do like the arm swing thing?
But I don't do all of the movements. Dance. Like I don't do all of them, but I am very good at Just Dance. I'm also very good at Bang Bang Bang. Surprising.
Bang, bang, bang.
Well, how much
yeah,
dancing is in that one? Don't they just do like
Yeah.
bang, bang,
Well,
bang?
honestly, they don't, not all of the K-pop ones like match the choreo. Like, oh my gosh, they did Fancy for Just Dance 2020, and it was like the most garbage attempt at Fancy choreo ever. But they did Feel Special for 2022, and they did a lot better. But I did Boombaya regular version, and then I did the extreme version, and I made the mistake of picking the person who is Rose in Boombaya.
Oh, where she goes
I
like
did
on
not-
the
I did not get on the floor for that. I am also not even going to attempt the drop in Black Mamba because
Oh
I
yeah,
like
break your
they already-
spine.
um,
I agree with Boomer's take that "Stay" is an excellent song.
I also agree that Lovesick Girls was like at least it was different, you know.
It was
It
different,
wasn't-
but so bland.
I don't know. My excitement of
sounded
like
old.
Blackpink's back. I'm gonna have a banger. Like I'm rolling in the club right now. Blackpink's on,
Yeah.
and then it was Lovesick Girls. And
Especially
I was
because
like,
how you like that,
like,
how you like that did have that kind of vibe,
Mhm.
the classic Blackpink vibe. Even though it's not a very interesting song, but at least it had that that oomph.
I just
And
find
then-
like Blackpink, their music tends to sound old. It just sounds like dated, even when it's brand new. Like Lovesick Girls would have been in
Mm.
style a few years ago because I mean they had what's his face, Zed.
pretty savage. If they had released it as like the thing of that album, I would have embraced it more. That's that's the only one from that album where I'm like, this is Blackpink. Like listening to it, like from kind of the early stuff where it's like got that whole vibe that they had early on.
Yeah.
The rest of it is so Americanized beyond like recognition to me. Like the whole album, the rest of it, like it's very, and it has like Cardi B in it and everything, and then Ice Cream with Selena Gomez. Ice Cream was another thing that I just like.
Ice Cream is
I
also
could
on
not
Just
get
Dance
into,
2022. I got Megastar on it and I felt dirty.
Ice Cream being performed on Girls Planet 2 was also something by the cutest like collection of girls on the show. It was just underage. It's like,
I mean,
why are you
unfortunately,
doing
they
this?
also did a really good job. I liked their version of it, but okay. So we're all getting canceled by Blinks. Oliver, what's your unpopular opinion?
Oh, I've got a lot.
I know. Pick one.
um,
What's the one that'll get you the most hate if it ever got out?
JYP did nothing wrong. I guess people direct hate towards people that they shouldn't. Like in the case of JYP, for example, I don't feel like he deserves to be hated on in the way that people do. I also feel like fans have more of a responsibility than they're willing to accept about how they treat people and the impact that has. That's more like the conversation that people don't want to have yet type thing. Is like people need to understand that their actions have consequences when it comes to being in a fandom and how you treat other people, other fandoms and other idols, because if it's very naive to think that a large scale fan movement against a particular idol or someone won't get noticed by that idol, because it absolutely will. And they need to accept that there is a degree of responsibility that they should take for that sort of thing. Other than that, I don't know what would be particularly unpopular. I think most of my takes are fairly well known. Like 80s suck. Okay, no. My actual take on 80s is not that 80s themselves suck, but 80s don't make music that does them credit. Or does them justice.
80s doesn't live up to their own potential, I think.
Yeah.
And I can agree with that. I like their songs. I love Holla Holla.
Wonderland's a great 80s song. You like Wonderland? Like the...
No, trash. That's the only... I kind of liked Deja Vu. Deja Vu was alright.
Your JYP take was definitely like one of the more unpopular ones.
I could feel Stray K getting angry.
Yeah, I could. It was Stray K in the Discord. I could feel the presence, just like. I kind of agree with the JYP one a little bit though, because I feel like people tie like certain responsibilities that probably aren't even fully his to him.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like at this point, is he even the fully running the label and stuff? Because he's doing his own music. Sometimes I see him running around doing that, and then he does promotion for Twice and things like that. But it's like, can he actually control all the groups on that company at once?
No, it's not even his job to control them. He's not even CEO.
Well, and I feel like even the things that he has done, like when he was more involved, I don't know how much hate he truly deserves for it, because like some of it was just the standard and some of it was like, you know, he was doing what he thought would be best to make sure that his group had the most success, and that was like what people were looking for at the time. And I think that people make mistakes in their past, but they also evolve and change. And I think that's something important to remember.
Yeah, I think he would be the first to admit that he's made mistakes as well. Like with Wonder Girls and everything, I think he was like, yeah, like I almost bankrupted the company doing this. Like, of course it was a mistake.
I remember, I didn't look up the clip, but I read about how like he was on that Mama the Idol show with Sunye and like he was like in tears, like he still really cares about her.
Oh yeah.
I think that shows. I mean, you look at like Sunmi still doing collabs with him and Rain doing collabs with him. Like,
I was gonna say the relationship I've seen him have with idols who've left his company,
especially
like
with Wonder Girls.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
I feel like if he was a bad person, like some people want to portray him as, that he wouldn't have those kind of close relations with them after.
But I feel like my point in general on that is that people misdirect a lot of their criticisms and anger about things to the wrong people.
Yeah.
Like Isu Man isn't necessarily to blame for the EXO lawsuit in the same way, you know. But like, whenever there's some issue with some mistake that gets made, whatever that might be, then a lot of that gets directed at the wrong people. And I feel like the right people often end up kind of escaping some of the criticism they should have had, for example. So like, if I can talk about nature like I want to, the like recent cultural appropriation issues, initially a lot of the hate was being directed at them personally, because they were marketed as having self-produced the album and everything and chosen the outfits and things like that, even though there was nothing to suggest that they actually chose those outfits. Then it emerged that they didn't choose those outfits and that their actual creative input wasn't listened to.
Shock.
So then people started blaming the company instead. But companies don't have their own stylists. Like, it's very rare for a company to have in-house style teams. Except like they might say this is the concept we want, and then they outsource that to someone. But oftentimes, especially for smaller groups, a stylist team will just get hired and they'll be like, yeah, we heard the song and we think that this kind of outfit is good. Here you go. So it's like, that's where the actual criticism should be directed. But people don't know. They hop on a bandwagon of let's hate on whoever everyone else is hating on. And they don't actually think critically about who is deserving of criticism.
And I think there are also some people who get more credit and praise than they deserve. Mostly I'm thinking about Psy and his company. People have started to view it as like, oh, it's this like rescue center for idols who badly treated.
It's the saving grace of K-pop.
It's the adoption center,
How much of that is Psy and how much of that is like the company and how much of that is just, it is a company that they took, like that, like, it's not like every lost puppy is ending up at P Nation.
Yeah, every time someone leaves or something, they're always like, "Oh, go to P Nation."
Every time they're like,
it's like, why? It's just a company.
Sign under P Nation. CLC should just go sign under P Nation. Like, why?
Yeah, like they would be taking them anyway.
The figureheads that are like out there publicly are the ones who are always going to get like the the good press and the bad press for stuff happening at the labels when there's so many people controlling so many different parts of a company like that. And then you have the recent
stuff of like that kid. Like they're like, oh, that kid's not going to debut after all, and people are like, oh, what is Psy doing? He doesn't know what he's doing. Well, I'm like, yeah, he doesn't probably know what he's doing because he hasn't had to manage or produce a group.
But that's the most ridiculous thing of all, right? When he got through Loud, the show, and got signed to P Nation, everyone was like, oh my god, that's disgusting. I can't believe they would be signing an 11-year-old boy. Like, he's way too young, blah blah blah. And now they said, yeah, we talked with him and his parents, and we feel like it's not right for him to debut yet, so he's going to stay at the company and train and debut when he's older. And now everyone's like, oh, how dare you sign him and take his life away? It's like, sorry, what did you want? Like, what was you wanted him to debut but not debut? Like, what?
Like I saw people at first, they're like, he shouldn't debut, he should wait and stay as a trainee, and then they're, but yeah, like Psy has never, his company has no groups. Of course, he's not going to do
any homemade groups. Yeah,
that's why, like, probably why he's working with JYP, like, because he doesn't know what he's doing.
I'm gonna use a sports reference just to make everyone in here feel. I feel like the way we're describing like the JYP Lee Soo-man stuff and everything and Psy, it's like in a game where the quarterback gets all the credit or all the blame when it's not warranted, you know? Like if a defense in a football game makes all the mistakes and they lose the game and the quarterback played perfectly, but everyone still looks at, oh, you lost with this quarterback kind of thing. Yeah. Like it's similar to that to me, like where they get the blame for everything.
The one time we can, I think, almost directly blame a head of a company is Lee Soo-man with Kwangya. Because he has been so
Kwangya is to blame for everything.
Conductor of SM Town, like he has been so open about this is his thing.
Yeah.
So I think that's like the one thing we can be like, LSM.
Well, I don't have any issue with Kwangya personally.
I don't, and that's probably one of my like somewhat controversial opinions. Like I don't really mind the Kwangya thing. I think it's kind of cool.
Yeah, I don't particularly care about it. It's like it's like if the music coming out is something I enjoy, then great.
Yeah, like I love Changmin's Devil. I don't care that it had a Kwangya reference.
That tripped me out though. That Kwangya being like included in that. I was like, oh, so this is like not just Espa. This is like every SM artist now. Like Changmin's all of a sudden singing Kwangya.
Yeah, I think that was probably the most like disconcerting one because of how long Changmin's been around, right? Like, and like same with Kanka. It's like, wow, okay.
Maybe LSM is a Sanderson fan because like that's like Brandon Sanderson's whole thing is like he's writing all of these different fantasy novels and series, but they all take place within the same Cosmere, and he's slowly like bringing stuff from different series into like his main series. And, like,
he's cool. Making the Avengers out of SM artists right now. He's just like, and you're all in the same universe.
Super M, the Avengers of K-pop. So he's making his own metaverse.
I'm just waiting for Girls on Top to have a full like Kwangya release thing, you know, and then it starts getting incorporated into Red Velvet and everything. That's where it's gonna be a little weird when like Red Velvet's doing it. And then so is NCT and stuff, and you're just like,
at least we know that Super M or Super Junior will probably never do it because they'll just clown on it the whole time. And they're not technically, they have their own sub-label anyway. So they're not as compelled.
Label SJ.
I want to see Heechul and Kwangya though.
I mean,
I feel like they'd do it if they wanted to. I don't feel like they have any issue.
It would work if Kwangya and the related stories were actually good. Yeah, I'm waiting for like I need a synopsis on like Kwangya because I read an article one time and then my brain just like didn't want to do it. Where Giselle's like, what is a
what if I gets hacked?
Yeah, what if I gets hacked? the great trailer for. Oh, I love the thing with Giselle where she's in like a fan call thing and someone asks her about like why the A members don't do like the fan meetings, and then she clowns on them like, yeah, they're just lazy, they don't do work, they should be doing these too or whatever.
I'm waiting for the Espa comeback that is just all A members in the MV. and the performances are all just virtual reality.
Hmm.
I'm waiting for it.
I just don't feel like they've done the virtual technology in those good enough yet for it to be like.
But we've seen crazy levels of like augmented reality stuff with like the KDA stuff. Like,
Yeah.
KDA does
fucking
it
amazing.
KDA does it way better than Espa does.
Yeah, so
Like
if they were doing that back in 2018, then surely the technology is there. It's just that SM hasn't got it. Or invested in
they
it
should
the same
literally
way.
just ask Riot Games to be like how to do that integration like seamlessly, you know, because the way they're doing it so far hasn't hit for me. Like the
Tommy, I think to your point about it being not stories but big concepts, I don't think that's like a unique thing or new, because like I only recently learned that Styx album, of the one that has Domo Arigato on it, that is a whole concept album. And like I told my mom about it, and my mom is like a huge Styx fan, and she had no idea. So like I think even historically the goal is, yeah, we have these concept albums and these concept groups or whatever, but we still want to make music that will appeal to other people, and you don't have to have read but that's the problem, is like you read the lyrics for Espa songs and you're like, what is
What the hell are they talking about? Yeah,
who's
especially
Novice and why do we love them?
I did get the Great 9 Novice. We loved you. Thanks to all.
But so the storyline thing is interesting because I feel like you absolutely can build up a genuine lore, because like Luna are the ones who've done this really well, but they took their time, like really took their time with it.
Yeah.
And are still developing it and so on, and they've been building it up for best part of 5 years now. But nowadays groups are debuting, and the company want them to have the lore because they realize that that's something that some fans like. So they try to rush it, and they try to throw a lore all together in the space of like 1 or 2 releases, and it doesn't work because you can't express all of that in the space of like a couple music videos. So I feel like, yeah, if you want to do that sort of thing, you have to do the approach that Luna had, where it's like built up over a really, really long time.
Luna
that's really rewarding as well to watch. Like, there's like the whole idea of how you can figure out that that Hyunjin was supposed to be in Odd Eye Circle because Odd Eye Circle's member colors are the primary colors, except for Cherry, which is purple. Purple is made by blue and yellow, which is the other 2 members. So, and then it's like she's the opposite of Hyunjin, and so they mirror each other. And then in like years later after that, and so what, you have them standing like mirror images to one another on one side, and everyone goes, "Oh my god, it actually was like that!" And it's like, and it's really cool and really rewarding, and like it adds a lot of like enjoyment from a fan perspective. But you can't do that in 2 releases. You can't rush all of that stuff in and just have it and expect people to interact with it the same way.
You could tell Luna's was so well thought out because like people, when we had the channel, were like, you have to do Luna as a series. It's like, otherwise like you're not doing it right. They're like, you got to start from the beginning. You got to go through like each video of the member like one by one, then where they have the subgroups to connect it all to even seeing I think Luna Butterfly was what it like eventually connected to, right? And just like, but that's when someone really thought the lore out, whereas Espa's like, I'm sure it is well thought out, I guess, but it does feel kind of like shoved in your face.
I do love the idea that if it wasn't for Risu Man doing shrooms in LA in the 80s, then we would never have had NCT or Kwangya.
I feel like with Espa, maybe part of the problem is we got too much backstory up front. Like we were
too much in one go.
No
this
mystery
is like basic
to
storytelling.
it.
They needed to go take a story writing class. It's show, don't
Show,
tell.
don't tell.
But they
Yeah,
just-
Luna made you discover the lore, it felt
Yeah.
like. Espa's
would've-
just like, here it is all at once, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
It's very exposition heavy.
Tommy, you can say your Luna opinion, because my controversial thing on Luna is that I haven't watched the Luna series. So
That's a
How do-
controversial
how
thing.
do I hold on? Wait, I can kick you out of this phone.
but to be fair, my like first exposure to Luna was Butterfly, and I was like, this song is too high pitched. I don't like it. It's grating on my ears. I thought the choreo was amazing, but I was like, this is not it. And then I've grown to like more Luna.
Oh, you bit. like the newer Luna, like the Paint
Which is what I've heard, but I haven't gone back. I'll watch it eventually. So.
I love Butterfly. Is that weird? Like I think Butterfly is great.
No.
I thought the choreo was great, but the song just it's too
fly like a butterfly. You don't like the wings? Wings? To me, the I like that Luna a lot because it's so unique and stands out on its own to me.
Yeah.
Whereas some of the newer releases they do are good. I do enjoy them musically, but I don't feel like it stands on its own like the other stuff does.
But I haven't gone back and listened to them. So
yeah, I think it's certainly quite divisive. That there's, for me, I've ended up enjoying a lot of it. I enjoyed the recent songs. I enjoyed Butterfly, and I really enjoyed the solos and the subunit songs as well. I think I would probably be not. It's not an unpopular opinion at all to say that that Max and Match is the best Luna release, the Odd Circle release. I think that's fairly common. I think that's actually the highest rated K-pop album of all time on Rate Your Music in terms of like personal review scores. But I don't think that their music now is bad. I know that's not necessarily what we were talking about, but that's what people tend to think, that the music has gotten less good from the days of the units.
I do love the whoa 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 ooh la la. I do love that song. There's something that song comes on, I get excited for it. But yeah, Paint the Town was really good, but didn't feel as unique to them as their other releases do. But I would say this is my unpopular opinion that I forgot to say earlier. This might be popular opinion. Chew, Heart Attack, best out of all the releases. Number one.
Heart Attack is great.
Heart Attack is the best of all solo main Luna releases.
I will stand by Kiss Later and New. I was devastated that Yeojin was saying that she like doesn't feel like she could do Kiss Later anymore because she's like not 14 anymore. She's like, I'm too old now. I can't do that song anymore. Like, no.
Heart Attack is his second favorite. Oh, see, Blueberry agrees with me. Heart Attack, right? Yeah, there we go. Why Not to So What? Which one was Why Not?
Why Not is ooh la la. Oh wait.
No, so the one I do like. So What is the one I'm thinking of? What is it? So what's the one that starts with like the little speech thing in the beginning? And I think it's like Olivia.
He wasn't saying
flashes to random people and then flashes to Luna. And I remember the video.
Saying, why not to So What? He's saying why not is better than So What. That's what it means. It means greater than.
Yeah.
Okay.
You explain to my boomer brain how this works.
You know I'm older than you, right?
Yeah, but I have boomer brain. What was that?
I like that my controversial opinions have just come up with me like disagreeing with you guys. I don't know. I can't think of any like specific one that. I think mine is that I hate it when people say that so and so is the next so and so, because one, they're usually wrong, and two, like you're never gonna have the next. It's gonna be the first of whatever they're doing. No one's gonna be the same. Like people will say like BTS is the new Big Bang, which is wildly wrong on so many levels. People say that Dawn is going to be the next G-Dragon just because he has a similar like vibe and energy and like sound to him, and like his style is out there too. But I don't know, I always get annoyed when they're like Twice is the new girls' generation. No, they're not, because they're a completely different group with a completely different concept, and like what they do is going to be completely different. And like
I can understand the Twice comparison one because I feel like
just in terms of like popularity and national impact.
Yeah, and like if you're gonna say so and so is the next nation's girl group, that's different. But I don't think Twice would ever be the next girls' generation because
I think they had the same kind of impact.
Yeah, like that one is a little bit better. But whenever I've seen people try and compare like BTS to Big Bang,
well, again, the reason they do that is because it's like like the kings of K-pop mantle,
Mhm.
right? It's like Big Bang were the kings of K-pop at their time,
Yeah.
and now BTS are like it's like a passing on of a legacy rather than like necessarily saying that they're the same type of group or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, it's very different
I
from
think
BTS.
the earlier ones, it's like you can't
It's less
separate
of
Big
a,
Bang and Girls' Generation.
it's less of
from
an
that
unpopular opinion and more of a pet peeve, I guess.
Yeah.
G-Dragon is always, I see people say like G-Dragon king of K-pop stuff for like G-Dragon is the one from Big Bang. I always see people like G-Dragon king of K-pop from, like they grab him from Big Bang every time. I don't, who in BTS is like G-Dragon or whatever, like who is like the person. See, BTS to me doesn't have like a G-Dragon figurehead, like someone who's like grabbed as the guy, you know, like
the guy who goes by August D for his solo stuff, like maybe
Suga?
that, because he's probably the most prolific soloist, right?
No, I mean, it's different.
I'm gonna get canceled by Army.
No, it's different in terms of like individual member impact. It's not the same. The most popular member by far is Jimin. Like Jimin hasn't been dethroned from the top of the boys like brand rankings for 2
I figured
to
out
3 years.
my number one unpopular opinion that will get me canceled by the internet is I don't think Jimin is attractive.
That's fair enough.
I think he looks a little weird.
Yeah,
and now we're canceled. That was all it took.
Bye guys. This is the last
I certainly think that I think Jungkook is prettier than he is.
Yeah, I like Jungkook. I think he's. But anyway, I think that's one of the big differences.
Damn, Bekah, you choosing the challenge.
Cut that, Honan. Don't do that to me. That'll be the title. Bekah hates Jimin.
There are federal agents outside.
They're coming. I can hear them.
Is it bad that I don't remember which one Jimin is? I do know who he is. I do.
His voice is not like amazing and unique either. People are like, oh, he doesn't use auto-tune. It's just his unique voice. I'm like,
oh god, I hate that so much. They're like, oh, BTS don't need auto-tune. It's
I'm
like,
gonna
no one fucking
say right now, if you think in any of the pop music that you hear modern that there was not a vocal effect or auto-tune done at any kind of way to it, you're high. I'm just letting you know.
A long time ago in the Discord, but there's this YouTuber named Sideways, and he does like music, especially like movies and musical critic like stuff and audio stuff, and he says it's not auto-tuned, because like that's the name of the program, really. It's everything is smoothed over, everything is like it's every single thing. There's no such thing as like true raw live vocals, except maybe if you are standing there and they're singing live.
Yeah.
But even then, you can get like microphones that do stuff.
Yeah, I don't. People have been like, "Oh no, it doesn't use any." It's like it's not a bad thing. It doesn't mean he's not a good vocalist. That's not the point.
And it's like, not even a bad thing to blatantly use autotune.
Yeah,
there's 100% vocal
when it
modulation.
has a good effect on it, like, and it sounds like it fits
Melodyne,
the song.
or whatever. It's like one of the softwares.
Like
unless his voice naturally creates room reverb and chorus and voice modulation inside his throat. I don't think like it's yeah.
I got into a fight with some armies about that on during for Dynamite. You know, there's they have the da na 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 hey that bit, and then at the end it goes. It's like his voice is like layered on top of something with a filter. It's like na 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 hey, and there was like, no, that's his natural voice. He sounds like that naturally.
That's his natural unique voice, Oliver.
And I was like, no, it's not. And it's like, and I'm not saying that means that's a bad thing.
Yeah.
It just clearly isn't. Like, what are you doing?
Well, the thing is, you have to be a good singer. Like voice auto-tune and stuff isn't gonna save a bad singer. Like these voice modulation things that happen in music now isn't gonna make a terrible singer sound good. So like these singers are good. They're really good at singing. They put a little bit of flair, I would call it, through, you know, like a little bit of technology today that is added to everyone's voice. But yeah, there's no way that someone in BTS does not have like the normal vocal modulation stuff being added to their voices in pop.
As does every other artist.
It's not possible in pop music that's not happening. Like,
yeah.
I mean, I love Mamamoo, but even I know that they don't always sing 100% live. And I know that when I see a live performance of them, that live performance has been edited by whoever, you know, is broadcasting it.
Except for
Gonna
Taeyeon,
completely
because
throw
she's
him under
perfect
the
in
bus.
every way, and I know that she doesn't have just.
I think going back to like who would be like the G-Dragon of BTS, I think their thing though is that they have their solo work, but when they are BTS, they're BTS. They don't really have 7 unique distinct, like when I think when you watch a Big Bang music video, like everyone has their own unique style and like doing something weird. Taeyang always has his hat on, and G-Dragon has some crazy haircut, and T.O.P. is doing whatever T.O.P. does. And like, but I don't think BTS really does that. Like everyone has like a style, but it's all cohesive and coherent, and like they're all in suits. There's just different varieties of suits. Their hair is slightly different, but not
it's
all
like
that.
someone would just be there with like a cowboy hat or something out of nowhere, like T.O.P. would have, you know. It's like,
they're not going to show up in like a giant furry vest, which is I think more of a Taeyang thing.
Yeah.
I only ever kind of remember tying G-Dragon and Top from the group. I don't have a past.
For Jason.
Jason is the one who always can't see because his hair is over his eyes.
Have we ever shown you his drum covers? Jason's drum covers?
Oh yeah, he has a YouTube channel where he does 2 things on his YouTube channel. First of all, he refuses to admit that he's Daesung.
Even though he's like showed his face.
Yeah, it's really funny.
He just like doesn't acknowledge that it's him.
He's just like, oh, thank you for the compliment. I'm a big fan of his. Yeah. He does 2 types of content. He does drum covers and he does Lego. That's what he does. Yeah, he makes Lego stuff.
Like builds Lego sets.
He builds Legos and then he does drum covers.
The channel is called like Display, where it's like apostrophe. And like it actually took a while, I think, for people to realize.
People didn't know.
Even though his like Japanese stage name is Delight, which is the same thing.
He said he was like, oh, I'm just a fan.
It's pretty funny. He just tries to not acknowledge it and keeps uploading stuff. Imagine if like Leonardo DiCaprio had a YouTube channel and was like, I'm not Leonardo DiCaprio. What are you talking about? Like,
it would be like it's like Jack Black. He has Jablinski. It'd be like if he was trying to say that he's not Jack Black.
Which Jack Black is someone you cannot mistake. I'm sorry.
Which is the same thing with Daesung. He has a very distinct face, especially his nose, because that's all you see of him. Because you don't see the top.
And the way he talks is very unique too.
Yeah. But we'll have to show you some of his drum covers then.
Yeah, I'll have to see that. I didn't know that was a thing. It's like a K-pop celebrity pretending they're not them on a YouTube
channel. And not just like any K-pop celebrity, a freaking member of Big Bang. He's the only one putting out music.
Yeah, technically.
The crumbs we live off of.
Well, every YG group is like feels like it's waiting forever for something to happen.
Yeah.
Like Blackpink technically. Like when was the Blackpink release? 2 years ago?
I think all Winner fans are holding their breath because the members are back from their thing. But
I saw that one of the Winner boys did Money. he was with Lisa and he danced to Money.
Oh, Mino just had
Song
a
of the year, bro.
Like, that means they just Winner fans are satisfied for the next year, right? Because they had one person do one solo song, right? That's how that works at YG.
That's how it works at YG. Yeah.
Winner's just the one that has a Mino in it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's how I know who they are, is because of Mino. More than I do for their own group and music. Like
I liked Seungri's solo stuff. He had that one song where he had Mino in it. And like Mino had the line where he's like, G-Dragon's not here, so everybody follow me. Because like I feel like YG was trying to push him as the next G-Dragon.
Now we're canceled.
That's true.
Yeah. That was in the lyrics.
Yeah.
Because I said I liked Seungri's solo.
I'm just.
I mean, 123 is a great song. I'll stand by that.
And he had that. Where Are You From? That's the one with Mino, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think maybe we should end this soon. Now that we're talking about, we've gotten to the point where we're bringing up Seungri from Big Bang.
He recently admitted to all of his crimes, so I can't wait to see.
Yeah. So he got his sentence halved.
Yeah, because it's like, you cooperate, you admit your guilt.
I don't know why people are already outraged about that. Like that happens in every legal system ever. That if you plead guilty,
that's literally like
plea deals.
How it works.
The plea bargain, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
like that.
It's like a plot point of half of every episode of whatever cop drama show is going on. It's like if you just confess, you'll get a reducer sentence. We'll have the judge be lenient on you.
It's like yeah, okay, the sentence shouldn't. It's kind of crazy that his sentence was 3 years to begin with.
That's what you should be complaining about.
Yeah, but like, of course it would get reduced for him admitting everything. Like that's
and I don't think he'll ever come back to the entertainment industry.
No way.
No one will.
But speaking of cancelled idols who have made returns since I just mentioned her in chat, Jimin from AOA popped back up on Instagram around the time of her birthday, posted a thank you message to people who were supporting her. She released a rock song on SoundCloud, and she's been posting pictures of her in the studio, and generally she's been in London a lot, which is funny. And generally seems she hasn't addressed the fallout of anything at all. She's just kind of been like, hey.
With, like, the AOA file is that like Jimin was found to not really be as much at fault. So
yeah, but people are still very much holding her in a bad light. But
because of that whole thing of you hear the first of it, but not the rest. Of it.
Yeah. But it's nice that she's I remember just when I was scrolling through my Instagram feed and I was like, well, hold up, because I never unfollowed her, and I was just like, hey.
So like, did her Instagram never like deleted? It just went on like a
she just
limbo
using it
basically. Yeah. Justice for Soojin. See, the Soojin one is like trippy, like when the bullying accusation thing can be from so long ago or something, and then like not fully proven, and then just like, and you're done, kind of thing.
I think part of the problem with Soojin's is the way the company handled it.
The release statement.
Yeah.
They should have done the old SM with Irene, just like close your eyes and eventually it will go away.
I mean, that's what JYP did with Legolas.
Yeah, just to put him in timeout for a bit. Yeah. Make him go and quote unquote think about what he's done and reflect and everything.
You would never miss it. I'm sorry for the Cube slander. That's it. That's what's gonna get us the most cancels.
Yeah, Cube has the best artist relations of all K-pop labels. There's my unpopular opinion. Cube artist relations, they have the best artist relations in K-pop. All right, I don't know if there's anything else that we could cover that could get us closer to
the title of this
Super Junior and Oh My God aren't racist.
The title of this episode should be our most controversial episode yet. Just something super clickbaity.
Wait, wasn't there the girl from Lovelyz that had a scandal? What was the no? That's for the episode.
You want to talk about the lesbian scandal? Oh boy!
No, I need to title this episode "Please Don't Cancel Us." All right. Well, I believe that was it for K-pop podcast episode 13. Yeah, episode 13 live episode. I'm Honan. Oh, go ahead, Bekah. Do you have something?
Oh, if we end the Google call, can we still like at least watch Wiggle Wiggle before we leave?
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's very easy for me to do that. I'm still technically.
I don't want to leave the people.
I can
really
leave.
Short stream, when I lured you on with the Sunny.
I mean, clip. I can share screen and Wiggle Wiggle. I believe. Like we can wiggle together. That's the thing. Like, I believe this is possible through modern technology.
Because I remember like 2 weeks ago when I lured you on for that really short stream, you ended without doing Wiggle Wiggle, and the
I came back and did it.
I wasn't there.
Yeah, you just missed out.
Yeah, he did come back.
Good.
Let me see.
We can do the ending thing now.
Share now.
Priorities.
Oh my God, we're about to. All of us are gonna wiggle. There we go.
It's an experience.
This is like Inception.
Wow.
Is it loud enough?
It's really choppy. I don't know, guys.
It's really
Drop it. We just want you to know
Terrific.
how it rolls. Say a lot of my
and this
guns
time I
out
don't have to
there.
move my camera. We'll all see the wink.
H-E-L-L-O Venus. H-E-L-L-O Venus.
I'm not seeing enough movement out of there. I don't think I've ever physically had to stare at someone else's reaction to this song happening. I should have had my outfit ready.
Yeah,
still waiting for this to be dethroned, and it's never gonna happen. I just like Apple Martini would go so perfect with this song for some reason.
I feel like that's what I really think about the I'm the queen and then the voice says,
Does Gordon know you watch this weird stuff? Oh, you bet you
Gordon endorsed
Time for the cat to throw it back. Is that you, Adam? What's up, Adam? This song's a masterpiece. Laser beam. This weird stuff. This was the greatest song ever released in K-pop.
Imagine if you had a green apple played with it. That's the hip I could get behind.
I'm blaring this so loud right now and I don't think. I can see the red meter just going. Best part coming up. Oh.
Terrific.
All right. Well, that is how we always end things around here, obviously. How have we not decided to end the K-pop podcast with Wiggle Wiggle before? Like, that's
You don't want to get copyright claimed?
Oh, yeah, that's actually a good point. Well, now we are copyright claimed on this video, so too late.
Hooray.
It is our most controversial, your most controversial episode ever. So.
Yeah. Yeah. What is it? Brave Sound? They probably don't want their song tied to some of the stuff that we said in this episode. But, however, that is it for this K-pop podcast episode. I'm Honan.
I'm Oliver.
I'm Rebecca.
Good night, everybody.